A pleasant morning to one and all present here. We stand here today curtain raising the event of the International Symposium on Human Space Exploration. This grand convergence honors the spirit of exploration that propels humanity forward, the same spirit that reaches beyond boundaries into the vast expanse of the space itself. Amidst us, we have a luminary who has carried the brilliance of Indian intellect from our soil to the corridors of NASA and let this event of discovery, dialogue, and dream unfold a new chapter in the chronicles of our institution, a beacon of inspiration for every young mind here.
Light, the symbol of knowledge, wisdom, and truth, dispels darkness and paves the way for enlightenment. As we begin this International Symposium on Human Space Exploration, let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty to guide us on this journey of discovery and learning. To mark this auspicious beginning, we shall now proceed with the lighting of the lamp, a tradition that signifies the removal of darkness and illumination of knowledge. May I now invite our esteemed dignitaries for the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Reverend Dr. Ignatius Mary, Secretary, Fatima College, will light the first wick, symbolizing knowledge. Thank you, sir, for lighting the wick of wealth. I now invite Mrs. Jaya Manogari, the sister of Dr. Antony Jeevarajan, to light the second wick symbolizing health. I now invite our principal and Dr. S. J. Kala to light the fourth wick of the lamp, symbolizing love and compassion. I now invite Dr. Vidya, Vice Principal, Shift 1, to light the fifth wick, symbolizing peace and spiritual strength. As the flame spreads its golden glow, may it kindle the light of wisdom in each of our hearts and inspire us to reach the greater heights, much like the explorers of space who reach beyond the stars. Thank you, respected dignitaries.
When voices rise in prayer, the aura around gets sanctified. I now invite our college choir to seek grace and harmony for today's gathering through the prayer song.
My heart is full.
A warm welcome is the sunshine that fills every heart with joy and sets the tone for togetherness. As we embark on this special occasion, it is fitting that we begin with words of warmth and goodwill. May I now invite Dr. M.V. Leena Chandra, Head, Department of Physics, to deliver the welcome address and extend heartfelt welcome to all.
The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19:1. This verse poetically expresses how the universe points to the presence of a mighty creator. The grandeur of the heaven serves as a canvas, showcasing God's unique design and flawless craftsmanship. The scripture captures the awe and the mystery associated with the vast span of space, an awe that continues to sustain our faith and kindle our interest to explore. Greetings and pleasant morning to each one of you gathered here. At the outset, I render a bouquet of gratitude at the golden feet of our Lord Almighty for bringing us together on this academic platform to engage, comprehend, cherish, and explore the world of space. It is with utmost joy and gratitude I wish to offer a warm welcome to the distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Antony S. Jeevarajan, Emeritus Scientist, Johnson Space Center, NASA, USA. Our resource person currently serves as Deputy Division Chief of the Biomedical Research and Environmental Sciences Division at NASA's Johnson Space Center. Dr. Jeevarajan's success story to NASA began in a humble way at Thoothukudi, Tamil Nadu, India. He attended Holy Cross Elementary School and St. Xavier's High School for his early education, then earned a BSc from Kamaraj College and an MSc from Loyola College. His insatiable thirst for knowledge continued unwaveringly as he obtained a PhD in physical chemistry from the University of Notre Dame, followed by postdoctoral research at the University of Alabama. Prior to joining NASA, Dr. Jeevarajan worked at the Baba Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. Besides being an avid researcher, Sir also ventured into teaching at Loyola College. His research aptitude complemented his teaching by paving way to sharpen his analytical skills that later positioned him for space missions. Dr. Jeevarajan's exceptional knowledge empowered him for extended missions, whether aboard the International Space Station, during the Artemis program's return to the moon, or on future crewed trips to Mars. I wish to emphasize that his outstanding scholarship in toxicology and analytical chemistry is highly appreciable. Within the US space program, he has been pivotal in creating advanced biosensors for tissue engineering in space. The important research on the toxicity of lunar dust, directly reducing risk for American astronauts. His contributions are fundamental to NASA's capability to safely send humans back to the moon and beyond, maintaining America's position at the forefront of space exploration. Dr. Antony S. Jeevarajan has conducted research in radiation, photochemistry, and the electrochemistry of antioxidants. His research acumen is well showcased in the form of over 45 research articles in peer-reviewed journals, and he is affiliated with the American Chemical Society. In recognition of his major contribution to NASA's mission, Dr. Jeevarajan has been awarded the Distinguished NASA Exceptional Service Medal. He is also the proud recipient of the NASA Outstanding Technical Award, several NASA Space Act Awards, and the Weil Excellence in Science Award. These accolades highlight his steadfast dedication to scientific innovation and relentless pursuit to inspire innumerable youngsters at a global level. Dr. Jeevarajan's service to his motherland is highly commendable. With his expertise and top-level experience at NASA, Dr. Jeevarajan continues to motivate many ambitious Indian scientists and engineers. In addition to his work with NASA, Dr. Jeevarajan is actively engaged in educational outreach projects in India through Loyola College Alumni Association USA. In collaboration with his former academic community, Dr. Jeevarajan has launched teach and research initiatives aimed at motivating India's advancement in human space exploration. Today's speech centers on one of the most inspiring stories of our era, human space exploration. Dear students, you are scientists, programmers, artists, and future leaders. This subject is more than words could describe. It is a call to action. We are on the verge of sending humanity further into the solar system than ever before. This mission goes beyond rockets and technology. It embodies courage, curiosity, and the unyielding human spirit to explore new frontiers. It is a challenge that will challenge your creativity, intelligence, passion, and attitude. Our respected resource person is here to discuss the reality of this challenge, the discoveries being made, the hurdles being overcome, and the exciting intellectual journey that awaits those who choose to follow his path. We are indeed honored to have an eminent scientist, passionate researcher, and high-profile scholar in our midst today. Please join me in giving a thunderous applause and welcome this awe-inspiring personality who truly embodies the human aspect of human space exploration, Dr. Antony S. Jeevarajan. Our hearty welcome to you, sir. I'm happy to invite our Honorable Secretary, Dr. Sister Ignatius Mary, whose radiance of love and hope illuminates Maryland. Welcome, sister. My warm greetings to our most respectful principal, Dr. Sister Fatima Mary, whose strong vision and methodical implementations lead us in the right path. Welcome, sister. It gives me great joy in welcoming the vice principals of our college, Dr. Sister Arul Mary, Dr. Vidya, Dr. Bindu Antony, and Mrs. Nigila Raghavan. I extend my lovable greetings to Dr. S.J. Kala, Dean of International Collaborations and Foreign Students Welfare Cell. I offer a cheerful welcome to the Controller of Examinations, Dr. Sister Josephine Nirmala Mary, the IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Saira Banu, Deans of Research, Academic Deans, and the heads of different departments. I happily welcome Sister Aruke Mary and Sister Stella Arul Mary, the office managers. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to Mrs. Jaya Manohari, the younger sister of our chief guest, a renowned teacher, Child Jesus in Higher Secondary School, Palayangottai, for accompanying him to our Maryland. My special welcome to the makers of the history, the adorable heads and faculty members of physics, chemistry, maths, statistics, and computer science departments to this grand occasion. I feel immensely glad to welcome the staff and the enthusiastic students of other institutions who are here to take part in this intellectual sharing. I welcome our administrative staff, technicians, and other supportive staff. I extend a cheerful welcome to the media personals and the reporters from various news organizations, especially Doordarshan. I'm delighted to welcome our children, the students of Fatima, who are going to live our dreams soon. Welcome one and welcome all.
Thank you, ma'am, for the heartfelt welcome. It's time to honor the esteemed guests of this day. I request our Secretary, Reverend Dr. Sister Ignatius Mary, to present the memento and shawl to our chief guest as a token of our deep respect and appreciation. I request our principal, Reverend Dr. Sister Fatima Mary, to honor the chief guest with a gift. I request our Vice Principal, Reverend Dr. Sister Arul Mary, to honor Mrs. Jaya Manohari ma'am with a gift. Also, Sir has thoughtfully brought a memento, symbol of NASA's space missions, to the premier of our institution. It is our honor to receive gift from the resource person today. Thank you, dignitaries.
A true leader is the one who inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. Vision gives direction, and leadership turns the vision into reality. Fatima College stands tall today because of the inspiring leadership and unwavering commitment of its visionary guide and steadfast pillar of strength. With a deep respect and joy, I now invite Reverend Dr. Sister Ignatius Mary, Secretary, Fatima College, to deliver the felicitation address for this symposium.
A very good morning to all of you. Respected Principal, Mrs. Jaya Manohari, who brought the great personality here to us today, and all my dear friends here in front of me. Some people dream of success, while other people get up every morning and make it happen. Here we have one such person. I am highly honored to welcome Dr. Antony S. Jeevarajan, Emeritus Scientist of NASA, to our midst. It is a singular honor for Fatima College to have him among us. It is a triumphant moment to realize that Indians and people of Indian origin are turning dreams into concrete goals and making their mark at NASA while staying resilient in the face of challenges. Dr. Antony Jeevarajan is a crown of glory studded with achievements, which you have just heard from the welcome speech. We know that there are more than 10 other prominent Indian and Indian origin scientists adorning the galaxy of NASA scientists. Dr. Antony Rajan's visit would definitely create a sense of purpose among the emerging scientists who are gathered here. This program would definitely ignite an undying passion for developing capabilities for human space exploration. Dr. Jeevarajan is the first scientist from NASA to land in Maryland campus. We, the management, staff and students of Fatima College is so very grateful to Dr. Joseph Duraiaraj and Dr. Mrs. Magdalene, who played the pivotal role in bringing such a prominent person to Fatima College. Dr. Magdalene realized that opportunities knock but once, and she seized the rare chance of inviting Dr. Antony Jeevarajan to Fatima. I also congratulate the Department of Physics for acting on such rare chance and making the most out of it. There are many talented women scientists engaged in flying mission, leading important research in orbit, and they have played key roles in reaching NASA's major projects. So, for the young Fatimites and other emerging scientists from other colleges who have assembled here, it is an impetus given to engage yourself in human space exploration. No woman has landed in the moon yet, but NASA's Artemis program aims to land the first woman on the lunar surface. Artemis' third program is planned to include the first woman and the first person of color to land on the moon. I hope and wish that many more Indians and some from Fatima College join the International Space Station and serve in the space exploration. Throw your dreams into space like kite, and you do not know what it will bring back. A new life, a new innovation, a new world. Dream big, reach the stars. This is what I wish for you, vibrant researchers and future innovators. Thank you.
And now the most awaited moment of the day is here. From his roots in India to his pioneering work in NASA's cutting-edge missions, Sir's journey stands as an inspiration to every aspiring mind. The sky is not the limit when there are footprints on the moon. We have with us the one who dared to explore. I now welcome Dr. Antony Jeevarajan, sir, Emeritus Scientist, Johnson Space Center, NASA, to share his experiences, insights, and words of wisdom.
Hello, Chief.
So the mic button then after this. Fan mic so that may be better. Okay, so what is it? on பண்ணிருக்காரு. I got it. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm extremely happy to be part of this occasion, and there are three ladies who are responsible. One of them is Dr. Magdalene. Next one is Sister Fatima, and my sister. Okay, they made it possible, and this is my first visit to the college, and I'm extremely blessed to be a part of this. So I'm going to take you to a journey. Okay, so it is not a novel. Okay, it is not something in the movie. It's a real thing. It's a real deal. Okay, why you have to be aware of it, worried about it, okay, because that is your future, okay. Recently, you might have heard about Kulasegarapatnam. There's going to be a launch center, right? Where is it? It's close to your home, okay, it's in your backyard. Whether you like it or not, you are the future people, you're going to do it, okay. We will not be here, you will be there. So you should be prepared, okay. So that is one of the motivations. The second one is, if I talk to one woman, I'm talking to a family. And I am very confident about this one. It's better my wife talks to you, but she has to travel. That's the reason why I showed up, okay, on her behalf too, okay? So my agency is an civil agency. So you can ask me any questions, okay? I'll be free to answer all of your questions. That is my primary intention, because there are many stories, okay? And if you want to clarify, this is a good platform. So I'm going to take you to a journey. The next one. The next slide, if I can get, okay. All right, so we are earthlings, right? So if you want to become a Martian, what does it take? And before that, where are you in this huge universe? Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Okay, then what does it take for us to go to Mars? Okay, so that's the second one. The third one is, as I told you, it is to answer your questions. That is my third thing. Okay? Next one. All right. So I'm going to take you for a ride. This space station is 400 kilometers above Earth. For the past 25 years, that is going around Earth. The speed is 17,500 miles an hour. Okay. You have to excuse me because I'm switching from miles to kilometers. Okay. So some of them I translated, some of them I did not. So pardon me. So if you are in space station, if you look at the Earth, this is how it looks like. Okay. So I'm going to take you further. Further meaning 400,000 kilometer. This is 400 kilometer. 400,000 kilometer. Go to the next one, please. Yeah. This is moon. Okay. And this is an Apollo program. It's an Apollo 17. The guy who is at the left, in the corner near the rock, he's the only geologist who went to the space. Everybody else is a pilots. Okay. So you look at the thing on the right side, you see a car on the right side, right? So there are some information floating around. Did we really land on the moon? Okay, I can guarantee you we really landed on the moon. If you have a doubt, if you have a telescope, you can look at this vehicle on the surface of the moon. Who put this one up there? It is not Pushpanjali thing. Like what do you call that thing? Pushpa Vaganam, right? It is not that. Okay, humans did it. Okay, so if you want a proof, this is one of them. I can give you many, but this is one of them. So I pulled you out to 400,000 kilometer. Okay, the next one. So supposing I didn't put any title, what you would have guessed? It may be somewhere in like a Tanjore, right, where the rivers come into the ocean. This is from Mars. Okay, so this gives you an idea that there is something flowing, you don't know what it is, whether it is water or something else, right? So if you want to know what happened to this situation, at some point, our planet could be like this too at some point. Okay, nothing will be there. Okay, we will all be vanished, right? So this is 400 million kilometers. Okay, so 3 degrees of magnitude higher and higher. Farther you go, it's harder to go. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to tell you. The next one. So this is a Hubble telescope repair mission. When you look at the pictures on the top, that is a Hubble telescope. When you open a slit a little bit, that is what you see. Okay, so that is hundreds and hundreds of galaxies. Hundreds and hundreds of galaxies. So we are living in which galaxy? Milky Way galaxy, right? So go to the next one. So then recently, like we put a Webb telescope. Okay, so that is an infrared plus the Hubble telescope is a visual kind of a telescope in the visible region. But this one has an infrared region also. I'll give you some examples so you will have an idea what the difference is. Okay, so the next one. This is how it is placed. It's placed 1 million miles away from Earth. 1 million miles. Okay. I see people from physics, I heard. There is a point called Lagrangian points in space. That is all the bodies, okay, moon, Earth, all the planets, all the galaxies, they're constantly interacting with each other. So it is pulling and pushing, right? So at some point in space, there is, if I leave something, it will stay there. That is what a Lagrangian point is. Okay? So this is, we place this telescope in that Lagrangian point. So the next one. So it is about 1 million miles away from here. Okay, so that is where it is placed. The next one. Okay, this is our representation of our galaxy. Okay. I want to show you 2 things. Okay. Look at the thing here. It says, it is not doing anything. It is struggling. Okay, I'm not going to use this. So there is a thing, dot called sun. So our entire solar system is that little dot. Entire solar system with all these planets and everything, that is a solar system. You see a number somewhere down there, it says 15,000 light years. Okay, I want to think about it slowly. Okay, if you are born today and you turn the laser light right now outside our galaxy, it will take 15,000 years for that light to go there. Okay? So when you take a picture, what happens? It's instantaneous, right? So if I take a picture of the moon, it's 5 seconds old. Okay? So if I want to take a picture at 15,000 light years, the picture is 15,000 years old. So it is not an instantaneous picture. Okay, so just to give an idea, if they want to take our picture, it's 15,000 years old. So any picture you see in Hubble telescope, Webb telescope, all that is pretty old. Okay, so that concept you need to have it. Okay, and the next one. Okay, this is the picture taken regarding our galaxy. Okay, the top is taken from the top of the northern side of the Earth. The bottom one is like the southern part of the Earth. Okay, so you are able to see such a beautiful kind of a galaxy we are living in. But as I told you, we are just a point. The entire solar system is just a point, actually. So next one. All right. So if the Webb telescope window is open some more, you see millions and millions of galaxies. Millions and millions of galaxies. So this gives you an idea. In this huge universe, we are in one galaxy, we are in one solar system, we are in one planet. There's a little planet here, and you are in Fatima College, which is a tiny dot, and we human beings are all little dots. Okay? So in the great scheme of things, we are literally nothing. Okay? And I need to tell you another stuff also from the scientist point of view. Okay? The next one. Oh yeah, let me give you this and then I'll give you one more thing. So what you see on the left side is what they call the 5 galaxies seen by Hubble telescope. Okay? But what you see on the right side is from the Webb telescope. So what it is telling you is, this is this laser light. Okay. So here, for example, you see this one, like it's so dark. It's so dark, so it's okay. So you see the two galaxies interacting with each other, right? So what it means is, if I see somebody in the dark, can you see them? No, right? But if you use an infrared camera, I can see that person. That is what exactly is what you see up there. So here there is something, two galaxies are coming together, but that picture tells you there is a lot more at the back. Okay? Use your imagination. Right now I'm here, but I can see everything around here, right? What it means is, supposing this is 13 million years, light years away, and now I'm 13.5 million light years away. So if you can use the infrared telescope, you can see farther and farther. Okay, that is what. So people studying physics, Big Bang Theory, right? All those things you can go way back. So that is the beauty of this particular telescope. The data coming from them is free to everyone. Okay, in the entire human population. It is not for US, it's for everybody for that matter. Okay? So the new astronomy thing is rewritten, okay, as we speak. Okay? So what we know is very little. Okay? So more you learn, less you know. Like a Tamil alaga solvanga, enna solvanga? Kachadu, kaimanaladu, kallaladu, ulalagu, right? So what we know is very, very little. Okay? But this gives an idea, okay, in the great scheme of things, where we are. Okay? The next one. All right, this one I wanted to make a statement. In all our history, we cannot make a single atom. Single atom, imagine. You can talk about any kind of a discovery in the world, right? You cannot make a single atom, okay? But the total number of atoms in this entire universe is 10 to the power of 90. Mathematics people can relate to it. So it is not infinity, okay? It is less than 10 to the power of 99, okay? So it means it is finite. Because there was a question from the students, okay? How big is the universe? Okay, I told you 13 billion years and 13.5 billion years. You convert it into distance. That is what the length of the universe is. Okay, so it is not far away. Okay, it is not huge, right? The next one. So what is humans capable of doing? Transforming one to another. If I give you a metal, you can create a statue, okay? If I give you fabric, you can stitch things, right? So furniture, all these things are all transformation. You're not creating anything, okay? So please remember that part. Next one. All right, so I gave you an idea where we are in the big scheme of things. So now I'm going to take you a little closer. Who is close to our home? Earth, right? One is Mars, another one is Venus. Can I go to Venus? It's hard. The reason is it's 100 atmospheric pressure. So if I take a little object and take it there, you will be nobody, okay? The temperature is 470 degrees centigrade, okay? You will be into dust, literally, okay? So that is not the place humans want to go, okay? But we have done some work where we took the spacecraft all the way close to it. It will collect, send it the data, and then it will sacrifice itself because it cannot survive, right? So Mars is a place potentially we can go. And closer to us is our moon, okay? I'll give you some idea about our moon too. So the atmosphere is about 90% carbon dioxide. So you cannot just walk out, okay? Because you will die right away. So you need a spacesuit for that too, okay? The pressure is also 100th atmosphere, okay? It's quite low. And the next one, the temperature is reasonable, okay? So we can do that. The next one. So people have landed on Mars in all these locations, but all of them are robots. All of them are robots. And mostly US has the maximum number. The latest one is from China, okay? Landing on the Mars. We sent one from India that is a satellite on Mars, okay? How great we are. Somebody asked a question, okay, in terms of technology. Going to Mars, to any other planet, the insertion thing is very critical because you can overshoot or undershoot, okay? So you won't get into that atmosphere, right? India did it for the first time very successfully. It is a big deal from the bigger scheme of things because no other country has done it before, okay? Even US tried many times before we reached that point, okay? So it is a big deal. In terms of cost, yes, it is a big. Right now, I'm going to give you some highlights about the Jezero crater. That is where the Perseverance rover is there, okay? Why I'm giving you this picture is, before humans go there, we need to have an idea, right? How does it look like, right? So that is the reason why I'm going to give you some information, okay? And the next one. Okay, if I showed you this is from Earth, you may believe because it is like a river thing at the front, right? Something is coming, flowing in there, but this is from Mars, okay? So we landed the Perseverance rover. Go to the next one. In that location, you see the rover thing on the top right side. So it is collecting samples, 40 samples, okay, in all different locations because it looks like a riverbed. Okay, so that can give you some idea. Wherever there is water, there may be some form of life may be there. That is one of them, okay? Then you can ask the question, why are you guys always after water, okay? There are many things, many reasons for it. I'll give you 2 reasons. When you go to your parents' place, what are all the things do you take? Do you take oxygen when you want to go to your grandparents' place? No. Do you take water for the entire trip, 1 week or 2 weeks? No. Clothes? You will take some, not a whole lot, right? If you want to go here, you have to take everything, okay? So recycling is important, very important, right? At the same time, I will give you an idea like how to get to Mars, okay? So you will see additional issues also, okay? So what we're thinking right now is like these 40 capsules, we have to send another ship to bring them back home. So it may take another 4 years or 4.5 years, okay? So then we will analyze those samples, okay? The next one. This is the rover that is sitting there. And the little one, what you see in front is basically a helicopter, okay? You may think, okay, helicopter is very easy to fly. But the pressure there is 1/100th of atmosphere, okay? So to fly, what do you need? The rotation of the wings, right? So if the pressure is lower, you need to spin it very, very fast. Then only it will fly. Okay, so that is also proved it can work. The next one. All right, so now I'm going to give you a picture. If I have to go to Mars, how do I do that? So when the two planets are close together, it takes 6 months to go. 6 months, okay? So then by the time you go there, both of them separate out. Even if you want to come back, it will take 1 year or 1.5 years, right? So you don't want to waste your energy. So you stay on the surface of Mars for 1.5 years before the planets come back together. Then you take 6 months to come back, okay? If it is moon, it's only 400,000 kilometers. You can see it in front of your eyes. You can go anytime you want and come back. If you want to have a honeymoon, you can have it too. Okay, your children and grandchildren may have a honeymoon up there too. It is not far away. Okay, so but here, so you can play that thing. There is one video like that may be part of it. Yeah, just play that one. This tells you like when the planets go around, like how they are closer together and then how they separate, then come back again to the thing, okay? So doing a Mars mission is 3 years mission, minimum 2.5 years, okay? And if I delay my launch, it'll be 3 years actually. So it's a little harder. The next one. Next one. Yeah. Go to the next one though, yeah, please, yeah. Go, yeah, next one. All right. So I give you an idea about the distance. You're going from Madurai to Kanyakumari, right? You have an idea. Okay, this many kilometers, I will take this much time, I may need this much fuel and everything else, okay? If I'm taking humans to the Mars, okay, first is transportation. Second is you're taking a beating heart to that place. It is a big deal, okay? Because this distance what you're traveling 6 months is in microgravity. The entire lifetime, 70 million years, that you lived in gravity. So your body is adapted to gravity. So when you remove the gravity, a lot of things change. So you need to know what changes happen. Whether it's a man or a woman or from a different race, you need to know before we send anybody, okay? Our thinking is we'll send 4 people, 1 pilot, 1 scientist, okay, 1 engineer, and 1 doctor. Okay, that is our current thinking. Okay, so to take them, it'll take 2 rockets full of luggage, and I need 2 things for. Imagine you're in a train, like no, you need 1 seat, but you need 2 seats for your luggage actually. So that is what is actually. So it's expensive. So here I'm going to give you some idea what happens to your body. Okay, so when you remove this gravity, okay. And then one of them is the bone is strong right now, okay, because constantly you're putting a load on your bone, right? That is why it is strong. Muscle, okay, you're lifting and all that. In microgravity, you don't have any of this. So you have a bone loss and muscle loss, so you need to do exercise every day, okay, 2 hours exercise every day. Then only that thing will be taken care of. For example, the post-menopausal women typically is at about the rate at which your bone loss happens is smaller, lower than, here it is 1% of bone density is increased in every month. Imagine 1% of your bone density. So if you're traveling 6 months, 6% is gone, so you can fall down and break your bones. Okay, so that's the idea. So to prevent that part is very important. Okay. Then another thing, like I can give you many things, but I will give you 2 more examples on that part. When you are getting down from the bed in the morning, what do you do first? Put your leg down, right? That is your first thing you do. Then you walk around, right? If I'm putting the people in the microgravity, you don't have to put your leg down. So 6 months, you don't have to put your leg down also. So when you come back, you forget to put your leg down, you fall over, okay? Because your mind is not synchronized yet, okay? And then for me to stand here stable, I have 3 senses. One is eye, whether it's up or down, okay? When I step over there, I know, okay, it's not stable. My leg is telling, okay, I'm standing. My ear cells is telling if I bend, no, it's not stable, come back. These 3 sensors give you feedback so that you're stable. Your grandparents fall quickly. Why? These three don't work together. They don't synchronize. They put your leg, okay, but it's in the wrong side before the other leg comes in, okay, then you fall, right? Same thing happens to the astronauts because there's no up or down, then there is no footing because you're floating the whole time, right? And then your cells, basically, it's messed up, okay? It doesn't know if yeah, maybe a battery. Okay, so when these people land 6 months after the journey, they do not know even how to walk. So I need to wait. I mean, it's 3 days, 4 days, 7 days. So those are the things we work on it in the space station. Okay, and another good thing, this way you may be able to relate. But during the pandemic, we isolated you. What did you? I mean, like a threat. Like what was your temptation basically? Let me go and see my friend. Let me go and go to the restaurant. Let me go and see somebody else. You cannot go. How did you feel? You felt miserable, right? Some people, you go cuckoo quickly. Okay? That is the mental condition. If I put 4 people in a small place like this for 3 years, remember, you cannot quarrel with anybody. You cannot throw him out of the window. You cannot open the door. Okay, imagine how hard it will be. I don't want to kill anybody during these 3 years because they are precious commodity, right? Human beings, right? So we have to prepare the crew members to that level. So mental health is an important. I need to stress again, in this community, like in this Indian culture, going to a psychiatrist and psychologist is a taboo. Please don't take it that way. All these people are under high stress. We know it is important. For women, for example, postpartum depression, okay, is it not a taboo? Okay? It is a reality. Not for everybody. Some people, you need to take care of yourself, okay? And at the same time, a trauma, either at home or a friend, you will be depressed. Go and see the doctor, okay? It is not. That is very important in this very dynamic community, right? Because your social media is telling you, do this, do that, right? We never had a social media, okay? But remember, if there isn't, with you or anybody in your family, take them to the right people because we have excellent doctors in this country, okay? And you will be envy of that part, okay, only when you go out, okay? So, because that, somebody asked, what is the hardest thing for you? Every day, what do you worry about when you send all these people? Mental health and radiation. What is the effect of radiation on humans and what is happening to their mental health? Those are the 2 things that keeps us at night, basically, because we don't know, okay? So another thing is, if I know what I do not know, I can find it because I know what I do not know. But if I do not know what I do not know, you're in serious trouble, okay? So that is also keeping us at night, basically, okay? Then a few more things. So that's about the isolation and confinement. And then the CO2 levels, okay, because constantly you are exhaling CO2, we need to remove that, otherwise you'll become toxic, okay? So, communication. So if I'm going to Mars, it'll take, when you're really farther away, it takes 20 minutes for the communication to come here. You send a text to your mom or vice versa. How quickly do you want the response? 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, where is it? Where is mom? Where is my daughter, right? It takes 20 minutes to come one way, 20 minutes to go back. If they are in trouble, we cannot help them from the ground. So everything will be autonomous, basically, okay? They have to decide. I'll give you everything you want, but you have to decide whether it's a machine or whether it's a humans, okay? So that is again another constraint for Mars mission, okay? Then you have to recycle everything. You can take limited amount of water. So the urine is recycled to the extent of 90%, okay? So just to give you an idea, think about it. Today's coffee is yesterday's coffee of everyone. Think about it, okay? So the next one. All right, so I told you the radiation is another component, right? You need to worry because the sun that is our only source, okay? If you don't pay attention to it, you will be doomed quickly, okay? So I'll give you a perspective on what to look for. And our Earth has a very sophisticated geomagnetic field. Okay? So anything coming from the sun will protect you. Okay? So if you take a bar magnet and keep your iron filings, it lines up, right? But the hole on the top and the hole at the bottom, right? So when the radiation comes from the top or the bottom, that is what it is giving you a northern lights. Okay? So it is not something magic. Okay? And when do you get that? So I'm going to give you sun in a very pristine environment. Okay? The next one. Oh, if the northern lights, if I see from space station, this is how it looks like. Physics, in real time we can find out, because if you excite oxygen atom, this is what the light you get out. That is your spectroscopy, okay? And nitrogen, okay, you can find out. So from one picture, you can take an entire class of physics, basically, okay? So it's very important. The next one. Okay, so when the sun is no scars at all, no blip, this is very, very benign. It looks like, okay, I'm very, very quiet. But along the way, the next one. So this is one of the solar flares, okay? Meaning the mass ejection from the sun, okay, what it is made up of? 2 hydrogen combining to give you helium. So you have protons, hydrogen, and helium. Those are the things that can come out, okay? And that's pretty dangerous, okay? Just to give you an idea how big it is, the next one. Okay, this is one solar flare. Your little bit of earth is sitting on the top, okay? If the solar flare comes to you straight, what will happen to you? You will be toast, okay? You will be nobody, okay? In a fraction. But we are living in an isotropic world, right? So if it is, so it is directional. What I mean is, if the solar flare happens this way and your earth is somewhere here on the way, then you are in trouble. If your earth is somewhere here, you are not in trouble. So constantly we are monitoring the thing. 24/7, it is for everybody in the world, okay? You can ask me, it doesn't matter to me. All your satellites will be shut down if the solar flares come in. So your TV is not working, okay? Your computer, like your phone is not working. It is connected, okay? So it is connected to your day-to-day life also. So I wanted to give you an idea. Okay, the next one. So how often this happens? Okay, so the human race has looked at it for 250 years. Okay, count the number of spots in the sun. So every 11 years, it kind of goes up and then comes down. Okay, it goes up and comes down basically. Okay, so right now we are in the peak period. That is why we get northern lights basically like quite often now. Okay, so just to give you an idea. Next one. So I told you about when the solar particles come in and your earth is acting like a magnet. You might have studied spectrometer, the mass spectroscopy, okay? The smaller mass line up in one, then higher mass and higher mass. So what is part at the outside is the electrons. What is inside is protons and other heavy ions basically, okay? So this is mass spectrometer in action. If somebody wants to know how much is the weight of the proton versus electron, it's 1800 times. Just by looking at the picture, you can calculate it, okay? So it is amazing. Yeah, the next one. So when we went, okay, the Artemis is a program for the new moon missions, okay? That's what we used to call Apollo, that's the old one. In Greek mythology, the twin sister of Apollo is Artemis. So that's why in the new moon program, sister told, she gave an indication, right? The woman will be another person, like a first woman will be landing on the moon. That will be in the Artemis program, okay? So the first one was just autonomous one, no human beings. So when you cross the huge ion cloud, what we call Van Allen belt, you get so much radiation also, okay? So that is what those two things represent. Next one. This is about bone density, I told you, all right? And the next one. This is Sunita running on a treadmill, okay? This is one of the everyday routine, okay? Watch her hip there. See, it is tied to the bottom. Like if it is not tied, because she's floating, there is no load on the system, okay? And the same way, the next picture, this is a weightlifting machine. How can you have a weightlifting machine in a weightless environment? Anybody has any ideas? So you can put a spring, so you can pull it against it, or vacuum is the best one because you can calibrate it quite well. Okay. So you have a vacuum tube, you pull it against it, okay, then that will be there. All right. So this one is in motion, right? Supposing you have a treadmill, you're walking on the thing, you are shaking the entire one. The entire space station, you can lift it with your finger. Okay? So imagine I'm walking on the thing, what will happen to the station? It'll rattle. So I have to isolate all these things with a vibration isolator also. So it's more complicated when you go to the world. We make it very simple, exciting, but it's a lot more to it behind the scene. Next one. All right, this is important. The stress of the thing, astronauts go up, okay? And all of you, it go up before the exam, right? And then you might have heard about shingles, right? Women at certain age, they get shingles also, like after 50, right? Your immunity goes down, your stress level goes up, you will get shingles, okay? It is very painful. Crew members get the same thing too, okay? And even men, okay, they get that. It means your stress level goes up. You watch, see, we have viruses hidden, the chickenpox virus hidden, right? So when the stress level goes up, we watch the count of this virus in your saliva. It goes up actually, okay? To the extent it may become shingles. So we we vaccination for all of them also well in advance. That goes to the next one. We have some eye-related issues also, okay? For some people, even though we subject everybody to the same thing, and both men and women get the optical nerve swelling, okay? So that is one of them. We learned, anybody from chemistry or biochemistry, one carbon metabolism cycle you might have studied, right? So in that, if there is certain B complex low, it's reduced level, then they get it also. But what is important is for 10 to 15% of the women have PCOS. You might have heard about it, right? Polycystic ovary syndrome, okay? The same thing is what our crew members get it too. So if we find a cure for it, for the terrestrial populations also, it is important. Okay, so it is not just for the sake of fun, do this. Okay, there is a lot of reward also. In that context, I need to give you two examples. People ask me, why do you spend so much money? What does the human race gets out of it? Do you remember like during the pandemic period, what do you measure in your finger? Constantly. Oxygen, right? That was discovered during Apollo. Because in the Apollo, the capsule was 100% oxygen. So you cannot have any electrical issues. Okay? So they discovered or developed an optical sensor. That is what your optical sensor you were having. Okay? So the entire pandemic period, everybody was having the thing, right? So it came from, it is not discovered, one of them is a glucose sensor. It's very hard to develop that one. We developed in one of our labs, basically. Now, people having diabetic, do you remember they have a continuous glucose sensor monitoring, which came after 25 years of development. Okay? In India especially, is very susceptible for diabetic condition. Okay? So that is another, I'm giving you another example. There are many, many examples. These are the two ones. Another one I need to tell you is like, when you take a picture in your camera, what is the size of the picture in terms of megabytes? Anybody? It can be 10 megabyte, right? If it is high resolution, or 13, or it can be 8, right? The entire Apollo mission, the memory was 10 megabyte. The entire mission, okay? It is 1969. So we have come a long, long way. So putting human on moon with that kind of a technology is a huge thing, okay? But now putting humans on Mars is a big deal because more is given to you, so more is expected from you too, okay? So it's more challenging. So in the conversation, they were using the word challenging, right? What about this challenge? Every time we hear the word challenge, we equate it to opportunity. That is how we look at it, okay? Otherwise, we cannot thrive. So anytime somebody says, okay, hey, I have a challenge, just reverse it. Okay, what is your opportunity here? Okay, find new solution sets. Okay, then only you will be better off. Okay, down the road. Next one. This is the optical nerve swelling, okay? If you take an OCT, like it's an optical coherence tomography of your retina, this is how it looks like. Next one. Yeah, this is one of the treatments we gave. The next one. This is the distance. The next one. Yeah, keep going till the next picture comes. Okay, so this is Sunita when she was 9 months close to 9 months in space station, right? She's in the background. Okay, the guys in the front, you see the blue bar down there? They're holding up like that because otherwise they'll float away. Okay, that's why they're holding up with the thing for a camera. Here, see, you have this floor, okay, and in space station you can have hardware everywhere. Okay, there is no gravity, right? So I can sleep here, I can sleep on the top, anywhere I can sleep. Okay, so that's why you see a mess here, right? All the instruments and everything is there because you can do it. The next one, food is important, very important, especially when you're going 3 years. Okay, your grandma gives you dosa for every day for 3 years. What do? You will run away. Okay? But here, I have to take food for 3 years. Every week, you will get the same food for 3 years. How will you feel? Miserable. Okay? And you won't feel like eating. Okay? As soon as but if you lose your weight because you didn't eat or you didn't drink water, okay, the consequences are severe. I cannot take care of you. Okay? So we wanted to make sure your mental health is okay. Food is associated to your mental health. So every time they eat, they have to eat together. Okay, because it's a social event. Okay, at the same time, but it's necessary for your body too, body and mind also. Okay, so food is a big one of the things also. The next one, this is how they sleep. Okay, side wall or all these things. How does it look like, their posture? It's a baby in the womb, right? The baby is like that. So they are literally floating, right? That is why that is a posture like that, okay? So when people are talking about the furnitures, like a zero gravity thing, that is the posture you want to be in, okay? So that is how, so there's a lot of technologies which came out of it also. So next one. All right, so now we are going to moon. Again. So this time we are going to the south pole of the moon. What is big deal? I told you about the water. Okay, water could be there. From our viewpoint, moon is a daughter of Earth. Okay, so most of the company, basically it is something hit the Earth and that moved away 4 billion years ago. Then we were filled rich with water and atmosphere and everything. But that little poor moon didn't have anything. Okay, so if you want to know how your Earth was there 4 billion years ago, go and study moon. Okay, because that is our daughter. Okay, so if you study the daughter, so you know how the parent is. Okay, so but anyway, so this time when you are going down to the south pole, so because there is water, we have proof that it doesn't have water. So if you have water, you don't have to take your water along with you. That's one thing. Oxygen you don't have to take. So you electrolyze water, you get oxygen and hydrogen and oxygen, and water also, there's not an issue. We are going to have a space station which is going around the moon, okay, in another 3 years. So that will be like our gateway. So it will be like a fuel depot. And then park it in that place because there is no gravity, right? So if I want to have many units to push it to Mars, from there it is easy to push. From Earth it is much harder. Okay, so that is what the strategy is. So I promised you I'll entertain questions. Okay, go back one more. Okay, do you guys remember this picture? This is a Indian robot landing on the South Pole. You see the shadow? Okay, they don't need any other proof. The shadow tells you that you landed on the South Pole. Okay, you don't need any other proof at all. Okay, and that is the type of the area that I think we will be going, but it's the humans going into that place. Okay, it's harder to land. Okay, it's very hard to land. The next one. Okay, if you want to become an astronaut, what does it take? Okay, because we recruit astronauts. Okay, even the last batch 2-3 months ago, we got 10 astronauts. Okay, group living skills is important because we are putting them in a very small space for a long time. teamwork, performance under stress, self-regulation, judgment and decision making, right? Communication skill. One time you'll be a leader, another time you should be a follower. You are not a leader the whole time. That mindset is important. I don't want a Nobel laureate to go there. I want somebody who will not kill the next person. That is the type of person I want to send it to Mars. Okay? So these things are important. I told you about 4 people, pilot and all that. So based on that, we recruit astronauts. On the last 2 batches, I'll show you some pictures. The next one. This is 21 batch. There's one in the middle is an Indian doctor. Okay. And the guy on the right almost, he's the one who is going to do the Artemis 2 mission as a pilot. Okay. So these are all young people ready to fly go to moon and Mars down the road. Okay. The next one. Okay, go back. When sister mentioned about one color women may land on the moon, right? I won't tell you who. One of them is here. Okay. The next. This is the latest batch. Okay, in August we will release another 10 people, and then number of women out more than number of men. Okay, so the doctor you saw in the previous batch, his wife is the one who is lying down here. So she was selected this time around. She's a biomedical engineer. He is an emergency room doctor actually. So, but they won't go in the same mission. I guarantee you. It's okay. The next one. Okay. You heard about 3I Atlas interstellar thing. You're hearing it is in the news, right? So this. This is taken by Hubble telescope. Okay. The 3I means we have seen 2 interstellar thing coming from outer space to us. This is the third one. That's what the 3 number is. I means interstellar. The Atlas means that is a project which funded a telescope which located this one. That's the reason why the name is like that. Okay. What is so great about this? Somebody came from outside. If you don't have a clue, then you know what the panic will be. Okay. This can hit the earth, do all this. So if you know more, then you will be informed more. Right. So that is advantage where you are all living. Okay. So it is not some comet coming from somewhere. So somebody else, some prophet is going to come. No. Okay. We know exactly the track. Okay. It comes closer to the sun and then it goes out basically. Okay. So it is still relevant. That's what I meant to say. Okay. The next one. We sent one Indian astronaut, Shukla, recently for a short period. Shukla is on the left almost. Yeah. The next one. Okay. Before 1958, there is no satellite. There is no garbage. Now we have this much garbage in the space. So we have to take care of that part too. Look at the top left. I want you to very carefully read that part. You should be ready. You should be capable and eager to apply. Those are the 3 components that is necessary for your future. Whatever you're learning in your classroom, you will not work on that thing. It will change the next month. It will change the next year. Okay? As long as you are in that posture, you will be good. Okay? Based on my experience, I can tell you, I never studied biology. My first project was 3-dimensional tissue engineering in space. Okay? I have to learn from scratch. Okay? And the next one. Okay, watch this video and carefully listen to those words. Okay? Can you run the video, please? Yeah. Oh, go to the next one. Yeah, it should be at the bottom. Oh, yeah.
I can remember somewhere on Apollo, I said, "Hey, Houston, I got the world in my window," and I meant that in a couple of different ways, but I do think about the world that's in my window. What kind of a world is it? Where is it going? Is it fragile? Yes. How much? What can we do about it? And the person looking through the glass into that window may have flown to space, or he may have flown to Hoboken, New Jersey. But the point is, it's a world in our window, it's a world in your window. What do you have in your window? What do you see? What do you think ought to be done? Do you see fragility? If so, can you help out a tiny little bit? What's going on with our world? World in my window, world in your window. That's kind of what I remember and want to bring forward. Thank you.
Can you guess who is this person? He's related to moon, okay? That's a hint. The questions and answers. Oh, time, okay. Yeah, can you guess who in Apollo 11, he is a pilot, right? So he's going around the moon. The two of them are in the thing, right? So when he's looking out the window, talking to the mission control, he sees the entire world in his window. How many of you can see the entire world in your window? 12 people in the entire human race, okay? So he's saying, I'm responsible because I know you are a very fragile planet. There is no line between India and Pakistan. There is no line between Canada and USA. It's all one blue ball. If you don't take care of it, you will be the losers. So he feels responsible because I saw it, okay? This one is before he died of cancer. He came and talked to us. So now his perspective is different. In humanity, who is in your window? Your mother, father, sister, brother. They may be fragile. Pay attention to them. They will not be there for long. But pay attention who is in your window. Okay? So who is in my window at that point in time? Who is in your window at this point in time? So that was his message basically. So I want you to listen to that thing too. Okay, the next one. Oh yeah, you see the lady on the right? The previous one? It's okay. No, go back to the thing. So she will be one of the pilots for the moon missions actually. So we kept deliberately a guy who went to the moon as a pilot in 1969. Now we have a woman who will be the pilot for the future mission actually, or the moon mission. So that is how it's juxtaposed. This is our lab basically, like we do work with engineers, scientists, astronauts, medical doctors. So whatever I gave you is the work of all these people for the past 50 years in 1 hour, okay? So you need to have an appreciation. So this country is not far from all these because you're going to have a human mission soon and you have a rocket launch station here. So it is not a strange scenario. It is relevant to you all. That's a point I wanted to bring it across, okay? All right, here also, just read this carefully. Patience. It's very important, okay? You can have ambition and everything else, okay? If it fails, it's okay, all right? What we learned, when you fail, you learn more. If you succeed, okay, you wave your flag and just walk away. You won't remember. But if you fail, you remember, okay? The outcome is you need to learn. That's the part, yeah. Yeah, questions, okay?
Thank you, sir, for sharing your invaluable experience, profound knowledge, and inspiring perspectives. Sir, you have elucidated the exciting details of prospects of space flight, life in extraterrestrial planets, concepts of altered microgravity, bone loss, spectacular auroras, northern lights, and opportunities and challenges involved in space mission, and most importantly, how to become an astronaut. Your words have truly sparked curiosity and motivation in every listener and will continue to inspire our pursuit of excellence. We remain deeply grateful for your gracious presence and precious time you have shared with us today. Now, we are entering into the most exciting segment of the day, the interactive session.
கனியிடை ஏறிய சாரும் தென்னை நல்கிய குளிர் இளநீரும் இனிதென்பேன். ஆனாலும் எமை ஆளும் இறையே நீயே என் உயிரென்பேன். இவ்வளோ நேரமும் அண்ணன் வந்து இங்கிலீஷில் பேசியிருப்பாங்க. நீங்கள் யூ ஆர் பிரில்லியன்ட் டு கிராஸ்ப் எவ்ரிதிங் தெரியும். இருந்தாலும் நம்ம தாய்மொழியில் பேசுகிறதே தனி சுகம்தான், அப்படி தானே? அதனால் அன்னை சொன்னதோட ஜிஸ்ட்டை மட்டும் சொல்கிறேன். ஏன்னா நம்ம எல்லாரும் என்ன பண்ணுறோம், நான் தான் பெரிய ஆள் அப்படின்னு கையெல்லாம் சொடக்கூட்டுலாம் பேசுகிறோம்ல, அதுதான் அவங்களோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட். இது வந்து யூனிவர்ஸ் இல்லை, மல்டிவர்ஸ். அதில் நம்ம பிளானட் எர்த்துங்கிறது ஒரு டாட், அதில் நீங்கள் இருக்கிற இந்த ஃபாத்திமா காலேஜ்ங்கிறது டைனி டாட், அதில் நான் ஒன்றுமே கிடையாது. அப்படி இருக்கும்போது முதல்ல எதை அக்செப்ட் பண்ணணும்னா வி ஆர் நத்திங். ஆனால் ஏதோ ஒரு பர்பஸுக்காக நம்ம இந்த உலகத்துக்கு வந்திருக்கோம். அது என்னன்னு ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணுறது தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு மிஷன் அஸ் அ ஹியூமன் பீயிங். அடுத்தது வி ஹாவ் டு பி கிரேட்ஃபுல் ஃபார் எவ்ரிதிங். உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்காத உங்களுக்கு கிடைச்ச இந்த மரபுகள் இஷ்யூலேருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. அதனால கேர்ள்ஸ் கிட்ட அவ்வளோ பவர் உண்டு, புரிஞ்சுதா? அதான் உங்களோட பெற்றவங்க நினைக்கணும், பெண் பெற்ற போது பெருமை பெற்றேன், வண்ண மேனி வளர வளர என் வாழ்விற்குரிய திண்மை பெற்றேன்னு உங்கள் அப்பா அம்மா சொல்கிற அளவுக்கு நீங்கள் வாழ்ந்து காட்டணும். ஏன்னா நம்மளை சுற்றி இருக்கிறவங்க நம்ம அப்பா அம்மா மண்டையை போட்டு நல்லா கழுவுவாங்க. உன் பிள்ளைக்கு இதெல்லாம் தேவையா, இந்த காலேஜில் இவ்வளோ செலவு பண்ணி படிக்க வைக்கணுமா? அவங்க வாயெல்லாம் மூடணும்னா யூ ஹாவ் டு ப்ரூவ் யுவர் செல்ஃப். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் பி கிரேட்ஃபுல். செகண்ட் திங் என்ன பர்பஸ்க்காக வந்தங்கிறத கண்டுபிடிங்க. தேர்ட் திங் ட்ரை டு என்கரேஜ் யுவர் நெய்பர்ஸ். என்னைக்காவது உங்கள் அம்மாட்ட சொல்லியிருப்பீங்களா, அம்மா நீ சாப்பிட்டியா, நீ இன்னைக்கு சமைச்சது நல்லா இருந்துச்சுன்னு? ஒரு பொண்ணால் இன்னொரு பொண்ணை அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணவே முடியாது, ஆனால் பண்ணுங்க. ஏன்னா ஆண் குழந்தைய வாரிசும்பாங்க, ஆனால் பெண் குழந்தை வந்து பரிசு. புரியுதா? எனக்கு 2 கேர்ள்ஸ் உண்டு, அதனால ஃபேமிலியிலலாம் வாரிசு இல்லாத குடும்பம்பாங்க. அதெல்லாம் மண்டையிலே ஏற்றிக்காதீங்க, புரியுதா? ஏன்னா பெண் பிள்ளை தான் பரிசு. அதனால நீங்கள் அதை ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும். அண்ணன் சொன்னாங்கல்ல, நான் வந்ததை விட என்னோட ஒய்ஃப் வந்திருந்தா இன்னும் நல்லா இருக்கும்னு. ஏன்னா அவங்களும் நாசால சயின்டிஸ்ட் தான், எங்கள் அண்ணியும். அண்ணன் வந்து ஆஃபீஸில் இருந்து சொன்னாங்கல்ல, அஸ்ட்ரோநாட்ஸை ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுற வேலை அண்ணனோடது. அண்ணியோட வேலை வந்து எல்லா கண்ட்ரீஸ்க்கும் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் அட்டன் பண்ணுவாங்க, பேப்பர் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் அவ்வளோ சூப்பர்பாக பண்ணுவாங்க. உடனே அவங்க வந்து இப்படியே பறந்துக்கிட்டு தான் இருப்பாங்க, வீட்டு வேலைலாம் செய்ய மாட்டாங்கன்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. மை அண்ணி இஸ் குட் அட் குக்கிங், கார்டனிங். அப்புறம் அவங்களோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இதே காலையில் ப்ரோக்ராமே கோயிங் டு த சர்ச், அட்டெண்டிங் த மாஸ். நவ் ஷீ இஸ் இன் சிங்கப்பூர் அட்டெண்டிங் அ கான்ஃபரன்ஸ். ஆனால் அங்கே லேண்ட் ஆன உடனே அவளோட முதல் வேலை என்னன்னா, நியர்பை சர்ச் எதுன்னு பாப்பா, அங்கே மாஸ் டைமிங் எப்போன்னு பாப்பா, அதை அட்டன் பண்ணிட்டு தான் ஷி யூஸ் டு ஸ்டார்ட் அ டெய்லி ஸ்கெடியூல். அதனால சில பெண்களுக்கு அப்படி வந்துடும், நான் தான் டீம் லீடர், நான் தான் அது இதுன்ட்டு. ப்ளீஸ் பி டவுன் டு தி எர்த். அதாவது உயர்வு வரும்போது பணிவு வரணும். இப்போ நீங்கள் நெல் வயலில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்கள்ல, கதிர் வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அது என்ன பண்ணிக்கிறோம் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக? நாங்கள் தான் எங்கள் அண்ணன் எங்கள் அண்ணி எல்லாரும் நாசா சயின்டிஸ்ட்னு பெருசாக சொல்லிக்குவோம். ஆனால் என்றைக்கும் எங்கள் அண்ணன் அப்படி வந்து போஸ் பண்ணதே கிடையாது. அதாவது நிறைய தெரிய தெரிய நம்ம ஒன்றுமே இல்லைங்கிறத அப்புறம் தான் கண்டுபிடிப்போம். அறகுற குடம் தான் என்ன பண்ணும், அலம்பிக்கிட்டு இருக்கும். நிறை குடம் எப்பவும் என்ன பண்ணாது. அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம வந்து எப்படி இருக்கிறோம்னா, இந்த குதிரைக்கு கடிவாளம் கட்டியிருப்போம்ல, அது மாதிரி. நான் மேத்ஸ் மேஜர் எடுத்தா அது மட்டும்தான் பார்ப்பேன், கெமிஸ்ட்ரி மேஜர் எடுத்தா அது மட்டும்தான் பார்ப்பேன். அப்படி இருந்தால் இந்த உலகத்தை ஃபேஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அண்ணன் வந்து பேசிக்கலி கெமிஸ்ட்ரி மேஜர், அப்புறம் மைக்ரோபயாலஜி படித்தாங்க, அப்புறம் டிஷ்யூ இன்ஜினியரிங் படித்தாங்க, அவங்கள அப்டேட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்காங்க. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ரீட் அ லாட். இப்போ அவங்க இந்த லெவலுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்கன்னா, நாங்கள் 2 பேரும் when we were children என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, ஸ்நாக்ஸ் வாங்கிட்டு வருவாங்கல்ல, அப்போ வந்து நியூஸ் பேப்பரில் தான் வரும், ரேப் பண்ணி. இந்த பிளாஸ்டிக் கவர்ஸ்லாம் கிடையாதுல்ல. உடனே நாங்கள் போய் அப்படி பறந்துக்கிட்டு அதை போய் சாப்பிட மாட்டோம். முதல்ல அதை அப்படி தள்ளி வச்சுட்டு அதில் என்ன கண்டென்ட் ரீட் பண்ணுவோம். when you start reading, actually you are getting enlightened. அப்பதான் பக்கத்துல உள்ளவங்க கஷ்டமும் நமக்கு புரிய ஆரம்பிக்கும். அதான் அழகா சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, இன்னைக்கு நீ தலை குனிஞ்சு வாசிச்சா நாளைக்கு தலை நிமிர்ந்து இருக்கலாம். அதனால நம்ம பொம்பளை பிள்ளை அப்படி இப்படின்லாம் பண்ணாதீங்க. நீங்க கிரீன் இங்க்ல சைன் பண்ணா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா எல்லாருமே வருவாங்க. அதனால ரொம்ப ஃபோக்கஸ்டா இருங்க. ரெண்டாவது, எங்க அண்ணன் வந்து ஸ்டடீஸ் முடிக்கிற வரைக்கும் தியேட்டர் பக்கமே போனது கிடையாது. அப்படி ஃபோக்கஸ்டா இருந்தாங்க. யூஜி தூத்துக்குடியில பண்ணாங்க. எங்க ஊரை வந்து என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா பேர்ல் சிட்டின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதனால இது வந்து முத்து நகர் தந்த சொத்து எங்களுக்கெல்லாம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அங்க யூஜி முடிச்ச உடனே எங்க அம்மாவுக்கு இவங்க வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சன். உடனே அம்மா மாதிரிலாம் அப்படி பொத்தி பொத்தி வளர்ப்பாங்கல்ல, அதனால நீ எங்கேயும் போகக்கூடாதுன்னாங்க. ஹி வாஸ் வெரி ஸ்டபர்ன் டெல்லிங் தட் பிஜி வந்து நான் லோயலா காலேஜில் தான் படிப்பேன் அப்படின்ட்டு. அங்கே முடிச்சாங்க. டாக்டரேட் வந்து நான் அப்ராடில் தான் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ ஸ்லோலி ஹி ஸ்டார்டட் மூவிங். எங்கள் அம்மா புடவையிலேருந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக அப்படி வெளியில் வந்தாங்க. சென்னை வந்தாங்க, மும்பை போனாங்க, அப்புறம் அங்கே ஸ்டேட்ஸில் போய் செட்டில் ஆயிட்டாங்க. அதனால நீங்கள் உங்களை ப்ரூவ் பண்ணால் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி என்கரேஜ்மெண்ட் வில் பி கிவன் பை யுவர் பேரண்ட்ஸ். உங்கள் பேரண்ட்ஸ் எங்கேயும் தலை குனியக்கூடாதுன்னு மட்டும் நினச்சிக்கோங்க. நான் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் சீரியல்லாம் பார்க்கவே மாட்டேன். சீரியல் பார்க்கறதுக்கு மூவி பெட்டர்ன்னு சொல்லுவேன். 2.5 hours பார்த்தோமா தூக்கி போட்டோமான்னு இருக்கும். இந்த சீரியல் பார்த்தா உனக்கு நாளைக்கு என்ன நாளைக்கு என்ன இப்படின்னு வரும். என் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நான் சொல்றது உண்டு, சீரியல்ல மட்டும்தான் இது நடக்கும். எது நடக்கும்? செம்பருத்தி சீரியல்ல வீட்டு வேலைக்காரி மருமகளாவா, அது எங்க தான் நடக்கும்? நம்ம ரியல் லைஃப்லலாம் நடக்காது. யூ ஹாவ் டு ப்ரூவ் யுவர் செல்ஃப் எவ்ரி நவ் அண்ட் தென். படத்துல மட்டும்தான் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் ஸ்டைல்லாம் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு ஒரே பாட்டில் மில்லியனர் ஆவான். நம்மளால அதெல்லாம் முடியாது. என்ன வேணும்? கிராஜுவல் டெவலப்மெண்ட். அல்லட்ட என்னாகும்? போன வேகத்துக்கு கீழே வந்துருவோம். அதனால சீரியலை பார்த்தோ மூவியை பார்த்தோ ஏதோ ஒரு கற்பனை உலகத்துல வாழாத. உங்க பேரண்ட்ஸ் உங்களால என்ன நினைக்கணும்? பெண் பெற்ற போது பெருமை பெற்றேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும். எங்க லட்சியம் இருக்கோ அங்க அலட்சியம் இருக்காது. அதனால ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃபிக்ஸ் யுவர் கோல். அதை பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா எல்லாம் நல்லபடியா நடக்கும். இப்ப யாருக்கெல்லாம் கொஸ்டின் கேட்கணுமோ தமிழ்லையும் கேட்கலாம், இங்கிலீஷ்லையும் கேட்கலாம். ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் கிடையாது. லாங்குவேஜ் should not be a barrier. புரியுதா? அதனால ஃபீல் ஃப்ரீ டு ஆஸ்க் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ஹி இஸ் தேர் டு ஆன்சர் யூ. கேக்குறீங்களா?
உறுதியாக. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your hidden success mantras and life experiences that elevates a simple man from Thoothukudi to NASA. So it's really inspiring to hear all your life experiences, sir. And all your colorful pictures, the Hubble telescope, Van Allen spectrometers, that lifts each one of us as if the portals of pictures only for the first time, that is today. Thank you so much for the inspiring lecture. For most of us, space remains a dream. That is a frontier which is closed off due to few systematic barriers. So despite the commercial players like SpaceX, Blue Origin, who are driving down the cost and expanding the access to launch, the participation in the space economy remains out of reach for the vast majority. So we all of us are looking for the world where the space exploration is as common as international travel.
and where students can participate in the real-time experiments, that is microgravity experiments, and families can visit the orbital habitats. All this isn't science fiction. It's a future within our grasp, provided we invest it today for the better tomorrow. So we all are looking for the system that opens the stars for everyone, not only for the few billionaires. So it's high time to make the space exploration a shared frontier for all of us. So I hope our students were thrilled to interact and delve into this fascinating world of space exploration. So let us explore the profound questions to unlock the new career pathways to accelerate the vision of Earth future. Please come forward.
A very good afternoon, sir.
Come forward, come front.
A very good afternoon, sir. Myself, I'm Mahima from third UG Physics. What inspired your passion for space exploration? Was there any specific moment or experience that made you dedicate your life to it?
For mine.
Yes.
Okay. So the question is like, what is the driving force to be in space exploration? Okay? Nothing was planned. Okay, I studied, went step by step. God has his own will. He knows how to take you forward the path. Okay, and that is my constant prayer, because you do not know. If you know what is going to be tomorrow, okay, you will not be excited at all. Okay, you do not know. Absolutely do not know. So constantly, I am from, I spend enough time in Loyola College, okay? My education is from Jesuit community, right? So always they'll say, what is your will? God's will, okay? You need to, he's not going to tell you, give it to you in writing and give it to you in a WhatsApp message. It's not going to come like that, okay? You pray along the way, every day. It doesn't matter what religion, okay? Does not matter. So that is how it happened, because God took me from places to places. So when there was an opportunity in the NASA, so I applied, I ended up in three-dimensional tissue engineering space, okay? So that is how it started, but it flourished, okay? So I basically thrived in that environment, okay? Because I learned, every day I learned, because I was surrounded by 250 people from 100 different disciplines, okay? That is, or சொல்லுவாங்க தெரியுமா, சுகர் சாப்பிட கூலி வேணுமா, அப்படிதானே?
Exactly, you are right. இனிப்பு தின்ன கூலி வேணுமா?
இனிப்பு தின்ன கூலி வேணுமா, அந்த கதை தான். அப்படின்னா எவ்ரி டே ஐ லேர்ன், ஓகே? ஸோ அதுக்கு எனக்கு பேயும் கொடுத்தாங்க, ஓகே? ஸோ இட் மீன்ஸ் இனிப்பு தின்ன கூலி வரும். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு உங்களுடைய ஃபியூச்சர் லைஃப் லைமில் ஒர்க்கை யூ ஷுட் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபார்ம் தட் வே, ஓகே? ஓ, இது நம்ம புதுசாக இன்னைக்கு கற்றுக்கிட்டோம், இவங்களுக்கு புதுசாக இன்னைக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணோம், இவங்களுக்கு இது பண்ணோம், அது பண்ணோம். ஆல் ஆஃப் தெம் ஆர் ஸ்வீட் டு யூ, பட் தே பே யூ அட் த சேம் டைம், ஓகே? அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வாழ்க்கை அமையும் போது அது தன்னை போலேயே அப்படியே வளர்ந்துடும், ஓகே? நீங்கள் இந்த காலேஜ் என்வைரன்மெண்ட்டில் இருந்தாலும் சரி, எந்த, பிகாஸ் நான் நிறைய என்வைரன்மெண்ட்டில் இருந்திருக்கேன். காலேஜ் ப்ரொஃபஸராக இருந்திருக்கேன், சயின்டிஸ்ட் இந்த கண்ட்ரியில் இருந்திருக்கிறேன், அங்கே இருந்திருக்கிறேன், many places, right? So that is what helped me, okay? I enjoyed every day. I learned new things every day. I was able to help a lot of people in many ways, okay? That was my direction basically, okay? Did I answer the question?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Pleasant afternoon, sir. This is Sri
பக்கத்துல வாங்க.
Bit louder.
Pleasant afternoon, sir. This is Sri Sharada from the Department of Mathematics, currently pursuing second year. So the way you explained all the unknown terms to us was really interesting, and all of us really understood, sir. So my question to you is, could you share a most remarkable moment you experienced in your work, sir?
Okay. The question was, what is your remarkable moment in your life, okay? But already na sonne, every day I'm getting candy, right? So which candy is a bigger candy, right? That's what you're asking, right? So சொல்றேன் நான், அதாவது tissue engineering பண்ணும்போதுல ஆக்சிஜன் சென்சர் நீங்கள் கையில் மாட்டிருந்தீங்கல்ல அதெல்லாம் we develop. It's very easy. Glucose is harder. So we developed that sensor, okay, 25 years ago for human tissue engineering in space. It's very hard, okay, because that one, after 25 years, I am wearing one. Because as a diabetic, I'm highly diabetic. That is a proud moment for me, okay. I didn't have a clue 26 years ago this will be a medical product for all the diabetic patients who can monitor, especially type 1 diabetes, okay, because the glucose can fluctuate 24/7. I know what the reading is, okay. So my sister will say, do not eat the sweet. I know why she's saying that, okay, because she saw the reading. Okay, my wife clearly
Here I should say one thing. இப்போ ஷர்ட்டை ரிமூவ் பண்ணிங்கன்னா இங்கே குளுக்கோஸ் சென்சார் இருக்கும், இங்கே இதெல்லாம் இருக்கும். ஓப்பன் ஹார்ட் சர்ஜரி பண்ணி 7 years ஆச்சு. ஓப்பன் ஹார்ட் சர்ஜரி பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் 2 ஸ்டென்ட் வச்சுருக்காங்க. பட் ஹீ ஹாஸ் பேஷன் இன் ஹிஸ் ஃபீல்ட் அண்ட் கம்பேஷன் ஃபார் அதர்ஸ். இப்போ இங்க உள்ள டாக்டர்ஸ் பார்த்தாங்கன்னா இது என்னடா ரோபோட் மாதிரி இருக்காருன்னு தோணும். ஏன்னா இங்க ஒரு சென்சார் இருக்கும். குளுக்கோஸ் லெவல் டவுன் ஆனோன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா இன்சுலின் ஏறும், அது இங்க இருக்கும், அப்படி இருக்கும். ஆனாலும் ஹீ இஸ் ஹெல்பிங் மெனி. அதான் அவங்க சொன்னாங்கல்ல, பேஷன் இன் ஹிஸ் ஃபீல்ட் அண்ட் கம்பேஷன் ஃபார் அதர்ஸ். நீங்க என்ன கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஹெல்ப் கேட்டாலும் ஹீல் கிவ் யூ. அதான் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நான் இவங்க அளவுக்கு ரொம்ப பாஷாலாம் பேச மாட்டேன், சொல்றேன். எப்படின்னா தமிழியன்ஸை டாகோட கம்பேர் பண்ணுவாங்க பார்த்துக்கோங்க. wherever you go a Tamilian will be there to uplift that country. ஏன்னா தமிழை என்ன பண்ணுவான் தெரியுமா, அவனோட மாஸ்டருக்கு ஃபெய்த்ஃபுல்லா இருப்பான். ஆனா இன்னொரு தமிழனை பார்த்தா கடிப்பான். நாயோட குணம் அதுதானே, இன்னொரு தமிழனை எழும்ப விட மாட்டான். ஆனா இன்னொரு நாட்டில் போய் ஒரு மாஸ்டருக்கு நல்ல சின்சியரா ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம். அது எப்போ நம்மகிட்ட ஸ்டாப் ஆகுதோ அப்போ நம்ம தமிழ்நாடு தான் வல்லரசு ஆகும். அதை மறக்காதீங்க. அதனால ஐயோ எனக்கு தலைவலிக்கே கால் வலிக்கே இதெல்லாம் லேம் எக்ஸ்கியூசஸ். மை பிரதர் இஸ் அ லிவிங் எக்ஸாம்பிள். புரியுதா? இல்லை, ஏன்னா யூஸ்வலாக கேர்ள்ஸ் நான் சமைச்சேன், நான் அப்படி பண்ணினேன், இதெல்லாம் காரணமே கிடையாது. உனக்கு பேஷன் இருந்துச்சுன்னா யூ கேன் அச்சீவ் வாட் எவர் யூ லைக். அதனால இது 2 தான், பேஷன் கம்பேஷன். பேஷன் இருக்கும்போது பெருமை தலைக்கேற கூடாது. அங்கதான் என்ன வேணும், கம்பேஷன் வேணும்.
புரிஞ்சுதாமா? எந்த டைம் மொமெண்ட் சொல்லிட்டு நிறைய மொமெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. பட் அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்டான மொமெண்ட் நினைச்சேன். நான் அவளுக்கு ஜுவல் வாங்கி தருவேன்னு சொல்லி கேரண்டி பண்ணலை, ஓகே. ஸோ அதை மட்டும் நினச்சிக்க, என்னுடைய பிஆர் பர்சன் மாதிரி பண்ணுறான், ஓகே.
Good afternoon, sir.
Bit louder.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Ritika Angelin A from Computer Science Department. My question is, what are the main goals of human space exploration, and why pursue it despite of its expense and risks?
Okay. கொஸ்டின் என்னன்னா, இவ்வளோ எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குது, எதுக்கு ஹியூமன் ஸ்பேஸ் எக்ஸ்ப்ளரேஷன் பண்ணணும், இவ்வளோ டிஃபிகல்ட்டிஸ் இருக்குது அப்படின்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு. மனிதன்களுக்கு ஒரு முக்கியமான கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக் which is not with the animals is curiosity. Okay, what is next? Okay, what is next? Okay, நீங்கள் எலிமெண்ட்ரி ஸ்கூல் முடித்த உடனே நீங்கள் வீட்டிலே இருந்திருக்கலாம்ல, இல்லை உங்கள் அம்மா அனுப்புனாங்களா? ஸோ அந்த okay, so the ingenuity in the humans is always a driving force. But இன்னொன்று எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா, நான் எப்பவும் எப்படி நினைப்பேன்னா, நீங்கள் வேலை பார்க்குறது உங்களுக்காக இல்லை, அடுத்த ஜெனரேஷனுக்காக நீங்கள் வேலை பார்க்குறீங்க, ஓகே. ஸோ ஒரு ஒருத்தங்க கேட்டாங்க, வாழ்க்கையில் நீங்கள் எப்படி உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையை அமைச்சிருக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 25 to 30 years உங்களுக்காக உழைங்க. அதாவது நீங்கள் அமைக்க போகிற என்னதாலும் சரி, சிஸ்டரோ அல்லது மேரிட் பர்சனோ, அந்த ஃபேமிலியை ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுறதுக்காக ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 30 years, நெக்ஸ்ட் 25 to 30 years உங்கள் ஃபேமிலிக்காகவே உழைங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் 25-30 years for everybody in the world. So whatever you're doing right now, it's for the next generation. So when we developed, day and night we worked, 24 hours, okay? And that time, we never thought like we were working for us. It's working for others, basically, okay? Then the joy, which the bliss which you get out of it is remarkable, okay? I can guarantee you that part. But there will be nagging. There will be, I have 3 children, okay? 1 daughter and 2 sons, okay? They look like angels. They are not angels, okay? There will be problem at the different stages. So I have to cross all that part too, okay? So wife இப்போ வந்து clear instruction எங்க சிஸ்டர்கிட்ட, இப்படி நடந்தா என் புருஷனை விடுவேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, okay? So there are constraints எல்லாத்துலேயும். But என்னுடைய எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதை உங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணதில்ல, அதனால உங்களுக்கு வந்து கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட் எப்படி பண்ணலாம் ஃபியூச்சரில் அப்படின்னு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது என்னுடைய சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன், ஓகே? That is the biggest satisfaction you can ever get. நீங்கள் கடையில் போய் பைசா கொடுத்து வாங்கினாலும் அது வராது, ஓகே? ஜுவல்லரி ஸ்டோரில் போய் இது கேட்டாலும் கிடைக்காது, ஓகே? சாரி ஸ்டோரில் போய் கேட்டாலும் கிடைக்காது, ஓகே? அதுதான் என்னுடைய பாட்டம் லைன். சிஸ்டர்கிட்ட தான் சொன்னேன் நான் வந்த உடனே, எதுக்காக நான் இங்கே வந்தேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, ஓகே? ஸோ டாக்கிங் டு a woman is much more important than talk to a man, ஓகே? இப்போ என் சிஸ்டர் வந்து கொஞ்சம் கேப்பை ஃபில் பண்ணிட்டா, என் ஒய்ஃப், நான் சொன்னேன் சிஸ்டர்கிட்ட, என் ஒய்ஃப் வந்து பேசினா நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும். ஏன்னா பெண்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும் பெண்களுடைய மனநிலைமை, கஷ்டம் எல்லாம். ஆம்பளை சொல்லிடுவான், நீங்கள் சொல்லிட்டு நீங்கள் பேசாமல் போயிடுவீங்க சார், எனக்கு என்னன்னு தெரியும் அப்படின்ட்டு. அதனால் எங்கள் சிஸ்டர்கிட்ட சொல்லும் போது என் ஒய்ஃப் வந்துருந்தா இன்னுமே நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும். அதை கொஞ்சம் ஃபில் பண்ணுறதுக்கு தான் என் சிஸ்டர் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிட்டாங்க ஆக்சுவலாக. யா, தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். புரிஞ்சுட்டாமா? ஓகே, யா.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Gopika, currently pursuing first year in statistics, sir. We are truly honored to have you here, sir. My question for you is, in what ways does human space exploration?
Human spaces?
Ways that human space exploration advance scientific knowledge, and what are the technologies, innovations that play crucial role in making it possible, sir?
So her question is like, for humans, how is it useful, right? Like, so நான் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன். ஆக்சிஜன் சென்சர் உங்கள்கிட்ட சொன்னேன், குளுக்கோஸ் சென்சர் நான் சொன்னேன், ஓகே? ஸோ 10 மெகாபைட் இது நீங்கள் என் கையில் செல்ஃபோனை தூக்கி தள்ளுறீங்கள, அந்த இன்டகிரேட்டட் சர்க்கியூட்டுக்கு இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணதே அப்போலோ ப்ரோக்ராம் தான், ஓகே? ஸோ அப்போ உள்ள ஃபோன் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சேட்டலைட் ஃபோன், ஓகே? இதை விட 5 மடங்கு ஹெவியாக இருக்கும், ஓகே? நீங்கள் தூக்கிட்டு போவீங்களா? ஸோ அது எல்லா டெவலப்மெண்ட்லையும், whether it is an electronic industry, the medical industry, like all those industries, basically the advancement is outstanding, basically, okay? So that is the one you get it for the human race, okay? So that I can tell you, I can guarantee you, okay? Or no, if you're an economic student, if I invest $1, my output is $10 from the space industry, okay? So that is proven also. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Please come forward.
அப்புறம் இங்கே வந்து பேரண்ட்ஸும் இருக்கிறீங்க, அவங்களுக்கு ஒரே ஒரு ரிக்வெஸ்ட். இப்போ எங்கள் அண்ணன் அண்ணி 2 பேருமே நல்ல ரெனவுண்ட் சயின்டிஸ்ட், ஆனால் அவங்க பிள்ளைங்க 3 பேரும் டாக்டர்ஸ் தான். they didn't compel them to follow them. அதனால பேரண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கிறீங்க, நீங்கள் வந்து உங்கள் பிள்ளைங்களை என் ஃபீல்டில் தான் வரணும்னு இழுத்துட்டு போகாதீங்க. ஆஃப்டர் சம் இயர்ஸ் அவங்களுக்கு என்ன ஃபீல் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, த ரோட் நாட் டேக்கனை பற்றி அவங்க ஃபீல் பண்ணுவாங்க. அதனால் அவங்களுக்கு என்ன இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கோ அதை வந்து கொஞ்சம் என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுங்க.
சிஸ்டர் வந்து பேரண்ட்ஸுக்கு ப்ரெஷர் போடுறா, ஓகே? சொல்லுங்க.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Utishka. I'm studying BSc Physics. What are the career opportunities for a nuclear physicist at NASA?
Nuclear physicist, okay. ஸோ நான் வந்து ஒரு சோலார் இதை பற்றி சொன்னேன்ல, ஓகே? அதாவது சோலார் ஃப்ளையர் அதெல்லாம் வர்றது வந்து, ஓகே? ஸோ தெர் இஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்ஸ் அரவுண்ட் த வேர்ல்டு, ஓகே? They monitor the activity 24/7. Then what is the implication? உங்கள் சேட்டலைட்டை மூடுவாங்களா, அதெல்லாம் உள்ள implications, right? So for that, you need to know the fundamental physics actually, okay? So I studied radiation chemistry also in Baba Atomic Research Center. So okay, when I was young, I don't know anything, okay? But the curiosity takes you. So when I showed a picture of a Earth, remember, did you see the Van Allen belt? You are seeing literally electrons in front of you, okay? அதெல்லாம் முன்னாடி வந்து பண்ண முடியாது. இப்போ வந்து அதுல ஒரு மெஷர்மெண்ட் வந்துச்சுல, you cross the thing like you get the thing. Physics people do that. Nuclear science people do that, okay? So I did nuclear fission reactor, not fusion, fission, okay? So I studied radiation at length, okay? So that is not, okay, another thing I need to tell you. உங்க டிசிப்ளின்லேயே இருந்தீங்கன்னால அடுத்ததை பற்றி என் தங்கச்சி வந்து ஒரு சின்ன லைன் சொன்னான், ரைட்? உங்கள் டிசிப்ளின் வந்து நல்லா தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், மற்ற டிசிப்ளின் பற்றியும் கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும்னு சொன்னா தெரியுமா? அது வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது. நாங்கள் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்னா, அந்த லேர்னிங்கில், ஸோ வாட் யூஆர் டூயிங் ரைட் நவ் இஸ் யூஆர் லேர்னிங் ஹவு டு லேர்ன். தட் இஸ் வாட் யுவர் என்டையர் ஸ்டடீஸ் இஸ் அபவுட், ஓகே? பிகாஸ் நாளைக்கு வரும்போது I'll give you a different problem, okay? You need to know how to solve the problem, right? It is not taught in class. You never did the homework, right? It's new, right? So and the nuclear physics நிறைய opportunities இருக்குமா? Yeah, so especially here, and you have an outstanding Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. அங்க ஒரு நிறைய சயின்டிஸ்ட் இருக்கிறாங்க. இப்போ வந்து இது பெங்களூர்ல இல்லை, ஹியூமன் ஸ்பேஸ் ஃப்ளைட்டுக்கு வந்து ரேடியேஷன் ஹெல்த் வந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், because you're going to send humans to Indians to space, right? So அதில் வந்து இட்ஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், ஓகே? இதனால நிறைய இன்னொன்று சொல்ல போனால், இந்த நியூ ஜெனரேஷன் மூன் மிஷனுக்குள்ள நியூக்ளியர் ரியாக்டர் இஸ் அ பவர் சோர்ஸ். பிகாஸ் நீங்கள் சவுத் போல் போனீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, லைட் இருக்காது. நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்களே அந்த ஷேடோ, பெரிய ஷேடோ, ஓகே? ஸோ யூ நீட் டு ஹேவ் அ நியூக்ளியர் ரியாக்டர்ஸ், ஆல் டைனி ஒன்ஸ், நாட் அ ஹியூஜ் ஒன்ஸ், ஓகே? அதில் நியூக்ளியர் சயின்ஸ். ஸோ நிறைய உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப 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 ஜாஸ்தி, நாங்கள் படிக்கிறத விட ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி. ஸோ அதனால் யூ ஸ்டடி one thing very deeply and you have an idea what is next to you also, okay? So,
Thank you, sir.
sure.
Ma'am,
Next person.
excuse me, ma'am, shall we know your name and college, please? Mutishka from Lady Doe College. Thank you. And we have outside participants, other college participants also here. We wish to engage them too. Shall I know any other people want to ask questions to sir? Even you can ask in Tamil language too. You're welcome to ask questions.
Sir, good afternoon. See, when you spoke about moon as the daughter of the earth, and you also mentioned, like, if you look at the moon, you can know how earth looked before 400 years.
4 billion years.
Okay, 4 billion years. In that case, how do we say that moon is the daughter of the earth? Because the state of the moon precedes the state of the earth as of now. That is one. Then another is it takes about.
No, everybody can hear. No, do.
Yeah. So, see, you said it takes 6 months to start from the earth and go to Mars. And you mentioned, like, when both are together, maybe in a close proximity, we start the mission, and after 6 months, it goes in a circular way and reaches the moon. So it's my curiosity to ask you, if we would start 6 months earlier, when the Mars is not close to the moon, and we can go straight, and then the Mars comes closer, and it takes lesser time to reach Mars. I'm not very sure. You can explain.
Okay.
So, am I clear in my question?
Not clear, but let me clarify the thing. Okay.
Okay.
So you are worrying about the distance between Earth and Mars, nothing to do with moon. Okay, nothing to do with the moon, right? So I showed you the diagram. It went so quickly. So when the two planets come together, with their distance between them, or the traveling time between the 2 points is much shorter. That's the time you go. Okay. So it's like a piggyback ride மாதிரி. நீங்க கிரிக்கெட்லாம் நீங்க விளையாடுவீங்கல்ல அந்த டைம், அதே மாதிரி ஐடியா தான் பேசிக்கலி. ஓகே. ஸோ யூ கோ, அதை விட இது பட்டன் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணுவீங்கல்ல 4/100, 4/400ல, அதே மாதிரி தான். யூ ஜஸ்ட் கோ, when it is near that, just hand over. Okay. That guy is already gone there, right? So அதே மாதிரி ஐடியா தான். So this one we know for a long time. Okay. ஸோ அதுதான் நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணேன். பட் அதில் என்ன புரியலைன்னு எனக்கு புரியல.
So why not we start when the Earth is here and Mars is here, and when we start and then go straight to the Mars instead of going in a curved way, which takes 6 months.
அதாவது என்ன சொல்லணும்னா அன்னை வந்து மாஸ் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல தான் ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்க என்ன சொல்ல வர்றாங்கன்னா, நம்ம பாட்டி வீட்டுக்கு போகும்போது வாட்டர் பாட்டில், ஆக்சிஜன் சிலிண்டர் எதுவும் தூக்கிட்டு போறது இல்லை. பட் நத்திங் இஸ் தேர் இன் மாஸ். அப்போ அவங்க என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, எப்போ வந்து மாஸ் வந்து எர்த்துக்கிட்ட வருதோ அப்போனா ட்ராவலிங் டைம் 6 months அதுவே மினிமம். அப்போ தான் அவங்களால அனுப்ப முடியும். அப்புறம் தே ஹாவ் டு வெயிட் ஃபார் 1 more year. தென் திரும்ப 6 months ட்ராவல் பண்ணாதான் தே கேன் கம் பேக். அப்போ அவங்க என்ன சொன்னாங்க, உங்க பாட்டி வீட்டில் டெய்லி தோசை கொடுத்தா நீங்க அங்க இருப்பீங்களா? இருக்க முடியாது. அப்போ 2 monthsக்கு தே ஹாவ் டு பிளான் எவ்ரிதிங். ஃபுட் எல்லாமே பிளான் பண்ணணும்.
Okay, I'll try to answer it differently. I understand it a little bit now. Okay, so when the planets are moving around this thing, solar system, there is an interplanetary interaction also is there. See, நீங்க ஹை டைட் லோ டைட் நீங்க பார்த்துருப்பீங்கல்ல கடற்கரையில. ஓ இன்னைக்கு ஹை டைட், ஓ உங்களுக்கு கடற்கரை கிடையாது, சாரி. ஸோ அப்போ வந்து மூணும் எர்த்தும் கிராவிடேஷனல் புல் இருக்கு, ரைட்? அதே மாதிரி இந்த மார்ஸும் இட் இஸ் இன்டராக்டிங் வித் ஆல் அதர் பிளானட்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ இட் இஸ் நாட் அ சர்க்குலர் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அ திங். ஓகே, ஸோ டூ டிமென்ஷனால ஐ ரெப்ரசன்ட் லைக் தட், ரைட்? ஸோ ஆனால் அதனுடைய சர்க்குலர் மோஷன் கிடையாது. ஓகே, ஸோ இட்ஸ் அ 3-dimensional சிஸ்டம், ரைட்? சப்போஸிங் சன் இங்கே இருக்குதுச்சுன்னா, இப்போ மார்ஸ் இங்கே இருக்கும்போது எர்த் வந்து இன்னொரு இடத்துல கம்ப்ளீட்லி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் இதில் இருக்கலாம். அந்த orbital, we call it orbital dynamics. The orbital dynamics of all these planets at any point in time we know. Okay, so after all these years understanding part, okay, we exactly know when to start, where to join, when to give the baton to the next one. We know exactly then. Okay, but I need to give you another example. The most difficult part, when India sent a satellite to Mars, okay, you're going around here, okay, and then you need to enter into Mars, right? So you need to have a right speed, right angle, all that should be precisely calculated, and then you shoot. Okay, so then you go inside the Mars gravitational field. Okay, that is the most difficult part. Okay, lot of people failed multiple times. India did it for the first time successfully. It is a the same thing with when we went to moon. Everything is physics calculation, nothing else. When you do for the first time, it is a faith. Okay, you have a faith. Okay, I trust this one. Okay, and then you shoot, and we never missed one time. Okay, for the moon. Mars, why is it so hard? It is so far away, and we are giving an autonomous system to control the whole thing. Okay, so we committed many mistakes. One of them is we still follow not SI unit, miles. You saw that thing, right? Miles and inches and all that stuff. These guys, when they calculated, they inverted the units. Okay, instead of miles, they put a kilometer, and we crash landed into Mars. It's several $1 million project. Okay, 1 unit instead of kilometer, we use miles. Okay, so is it possible people can make mistakes? Yes, but it's very costly. Okay, so hope I answered the entry part of it. Yeah, I understood it a little bit now. Yeah.
அதாவது அண்ணன் என்ன சொல்ல வர்றாங்கன்னா, நாசால எவ்வளோ எக்யூப்டா இருந்தாலும் அவங்களுக்கு ஃபெயிலியர்ஸ் வந்துச்சு. ஆனா இஸ்ரோ வந்து மாசுக்கு அனுப்பின ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அட்டெம்ப்டே எ கிரேட் சக்சஸ். அதை குறித்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், ரொம்ப பெருமைப்படணும். அதனால கிளாப் பண்ணுங்க, நம்ம தான் சாதிச்சோம்.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful answer. And I also thank Father Palraj from Gandhian University for asking that question. And any other question from outside participants? May I ask?
He's a priest, it seems.
Okay,
Father.
from is also a resin product.
Good afternoon, sir. We are really very proud to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to our college. So this is human space exploration. That's a topic. Like now we find that we have polluted all the 5 elements. So we have done so much of damage to the earth in so many ways. We have hurt. So now I think, like I do not know why this kind of an exploration is taken so seriously. Because do we have any threat that totally is going to have some kind of an issue? So yeah, we have to be transported somewhere else. Do you foresee anything like that in future? So they keep saying, no, the asteroids come. I'm not a science person. Whatever I watch in movies and all that, that kind of a question comes to me. Do we have that kind of a threat? Or is there anything like, are we safe or are we desperate? Maybe after 50 years, you foresee something that this is going to come to a nil, like we have exploited so much, nothing. So we have to find some other place. Is that way?
Yeah. I can give you some what we do on a regular basis. For example, International Space Station, right? So to stay in the orbit, it travels in 17,500 miles an hour. So for terrestrial people, every 90 minutes, you will get a sunrise. Every 90 minutes, because it goes at such a fast rate. Okay? If it has to be in that altitude, it has to be there. Imagine there are so many materials, so many debris around the space. We track 10,000 objects real time. Okay? So whether it is coming closer to the station or not, and then we move the station. We cannot control the other objects. We move the entire station basically. So let me give you a terrestrial example. Garbage. Okay? Garbage for 3 streets. Just take 3 streets. Okay? What was there 20 years ago? 10 years ago? How do you handle it now? Okay? Because if you do not have a commitment from the 3 streets, it will not be clean, right? The same way we have a global agreement on, see, one of the things is basically, if I destroy a satellite, the one satellite becomes 100 objects or 1,000 objects, okay? So it is prevented. At a global level, you are not supposed to do that. If they do, the punishment is also there, actually, okay? So, but everybody will follow the rules? No. Garbage is an example, okay? Put the garbage in location 1. Nobody will do it, okay? You know that thing, right? So the same way, there are so many, in this context, I need to give you, I wanted to tell sister before this talk, let me ask you, I don't know, you or anybody students, காலையில் வெடிவெள்ளின்னு பார்த்துருப்பீங்கல்ல, கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கு. காலையில் சீக்கிரம் இருந்துச்சாதான் அது தெரியும். வெடிவெள்ளி வெடிவெள்ளின்னா என்னன்னு தெரியுமா? காலங்காத்தாலே ஒரு பிரைட் ஸ்டார் மாதிரி இருக்கும். அது பிளானட்டா அல்லது கேலக்சியா, ஓகே, அல்லது ஸ்டாரா? சிம்பிள் எக்ஸாம்பிள், சிம்பிள் கொஸ்டின். டெய்லி வெடிவெள்ளி பார்க்குறோம், ஓகே, ஸ்டாரா? Who is the majority there? Planet. என்ன planet அது? Venus, you're right. Okay? So நம்ம வெடிவெள்ளின்னு சொல்றோம், but it is a Venus. Okay? It's a Venus planet, that's what you're looking at. So there is a thing called, there is a app, very easy app actually. So I think I can tell the sister also at some point. And you can download the app, you can look at the sky and see the entire of this thing. Okay? Even the debris, what you see, you can see that too. Okay? நாங்கள் அந்த காலத்தில் டீச்சர் சொல்லி தரலன்னா எங்களுக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியாது. இப்போ இட் இஸ் இன் யுவர் ஹேண்ட். ஓகே, லேர்ன், கெட் எக்ஸைட்டட் அபவுட் இட். ஓகே, பிகாஸ் பட் எனிவே, ஸோ அதனால் கார்பேஜ் வந்து வி ட்ராக். இன்னும் 2-3 மிஷன்ஸில் வந்து ஹவு டு clean up the garbage also. We have some missions also, but it is hard. The reason is there are so many satellites. நீங்கள் அந்த ஆப்பை பார்த்தா தான் தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ கார்பேஜ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Yeah, so but anyway, so we are aware of it. நான் ஒரு பிக்சர் காமிச்சேன் பார்த்தீங்களா, டாட் டாட் இருந்துச்சுன்னு. There was no dot before 1957. Russians put the first dot. Okay, the Sputnik. Okay, then we have hundreds and hundreds. Elon Musk is putting several hundreds more. Okay, so but anyway, so we know, we pay attention to all that stuff, but still, okay, let me give you another example. இப்போ வந்து இந்த காமெட் பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருந்தாங்கல்ல, காமெட் பத்தி 5 வருஷத்துக்கு பிறகு அது 1 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி கூட அது வரும்னு கூட தெரியாது. ஓகே, ஸோ நீங்கள் எல்லா அசட்ஸ் இருக்கிறதுனால உங்களால் பார்க்க முடியுது, உங்களால் சொல்ல முடியுது, ஏய் இது வந்து இடத்துக்கு வராது, கவலைப்படாதீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு அதே மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக அந்த நாலேஜ் பேஸ் வந்து எர்த்தை ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக தான். கொலாட்ரல் டேமேஜ் இருக்குமா? இருக்கும், கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கும். ஓகே, அது எந்த அளவுக்கு கொலாட்ரல் டேமேஜ் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் தெரியாது. Okay, so but anyway, hope I answered your question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
One more question: are they aliens? They talk a lot about aliens in movies. So these kind of scientists have come across any aliens?
Okay, you heard the thing, like this is one of the favorite questions for audience, like aliens. Okay, நீங்க ஏலியன் படம்லாம் பார்க்கும்போது ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ஷேப்ல தான் இருக்கும், பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? ஒரு கோஸ்ட் மாதிரி இருக்கும், அப்புறம் 2 கண்ணு இருக்கும், எல்லாம் மூடி இருக்கும், ரைட்? ஸோ நான் ஏலியன் இதுன்னே ஒரு மியூசியம்னே இருக்கு யூஎஸ்ல. ஓகே, அதில் வந்து யூஎஃப்ஓ ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸில் அதை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கலெக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க, அப்புறம் அதை பரேட் பண்ணுவாங்க எவ்ரி இயர். ஓகே, as far as I know, because I deal with human space exploration, there are no aliens of that kind. But UFO வந்து யூஎஃப்ஓன்னா அது அதனுடைய டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட சொல்கிறேன். யூஎஃப்ஓலேருந்து கலெக்ட் பண்ணி வைப்பாங்க, அதாவது ஒரு சின்ன இது வருது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அந்த இதெல்லாம் அந்த மியூசியத்தை போய் பார்த்தேன். நீங்கள் உங்கள் கம்ப்யூட்டர் இதில் வந்து ஒரு போர்டு இருக்கும் தெரியுமா, எலக்ட்ரானிக் போர்டு, அதே மாதிரி அந்த இது இருக்குது. யாராவது ஒரு ஏலியன் இருந்தானா, ஓகே, நம்ம வந்து கார்பன் ஹைட்ரஜன் ஆக்சிஜன் பீப்புள். ஓகே, சிலிக்கானில் கார்பனுக்கு பதிலாக சிலிக்கனை ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணிங்கன்னா நீங்கள் இவ்வளோ உண்டாயிருவீங்க, உங்களுடைய பிரெயின் பவரும் அதே அந்த அளவுக்கு ஜாஸ்தியாக தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, imagine somebody from outside world created exactly like what your PC board. It's impossible. Okay, like even probability statisticians I can ask. Okay, it is not even probable. ஆனா என்ன நடந்ததுன்னா, அதுக்கு பக்கத்துல வந்து ஒரு பெரிய ரிசர்ச் சென்டர் இருக்கு, ஹியூஜ் ரிசர்ச் சென்டர். அந்த இதுல ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகிறதெல்லாம் வெளியே வந்துடும். ஓகே, சக்ஸஸ் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது கேம்பஸ்குள்ளே இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகிறத கலெக்ட் பண்ணி தான் இந்த மாதிரி கதை ஓட்டிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகே, பட் I had a few slides also. ஒரு டைமில் வந்து 40,000 ஃபீட்டில் வந்து ஒரு பைலட் ஃப்ளை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. ஸோ ஒரு he sees something is like a spinning மாதிரி இல்லை, அது வந்து UFO மாதிரி தெரியுது. ஸோ அதே டைமில் வந்து சுடான்லேருந்து கிரவுண்ட்லேருந்து ஒரு பிக்சர் எடுத்திருக்காரு, அதுவும் அதே மாதிரி எப்படி தெரியுது. அப்போ பைலட் சொல்கிறாரு இது வந்து UFO மாதிரி இருக்குதுன்னு, சுடானில் உள்ளவனும் சொல்கிறான் இது UFO மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஓகே, முழு உண்மையும் தெரிஞ்சாதான் அது UFOன்னு தெரியும். 2 நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் சொல்கிறாங்க, ஸ்பேஸ் எக்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு லான்ச் பண்ணிச்சு, அது வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேஜுக்கு போக முடியல. அப்படி போக முடியலன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, எல்லா ஃபியூலையும் டம்ப் பண்ணுவாங்க. டம்ப் பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகுனா, இட் வில் கிரியேட் அ ரொட்டேஷனல் திங். ஓகே, ஸோ வாட் யூ சா, அடுத்தவனுடைய டீசல் இன்ஜின் சிந்துறதை தான் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க, அது UFO கிடையாது. ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி நிறைய எக்ஸாம்பிள் இருக்குது. ஆக்சுவலாக நிறைய இருக்குது. நான் பார்த்துட்டு நான் அந்த மியூசியத்துக்கு போயிருக்கிறேன் ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து. ஸோ அதுதான் என்னுடைய தற்சமை. இப்போ கூட டிஓடியில் இருந்துலாம் நிறைய ரிப்போர்ட்லாம் இது பண்ணாங்க. எல்லா ரிப்போர்ட்டும் நான் படிக்கலை, சம்மரி மட்டும் படித்தேன். ஓகே, அதில் வந்தும் அவ்வளோ ஒன்றும் இல்லை அது வரைக்கும் ஒன்றும் இல்லை. ஸோ எனக்கு இது வரைக்கும் அந்த இதில் ஏலியன் இதில் பற்றி சுத்தமாக நம்பிக்கை இல்லை.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And let us pass this.
இன்னொன்று சொல்லணும்னு நினச்சேன் நான். என்ன பிளாக் ஹோல்ஸ் பற்றியும் நிறைய பேர் கேட்பாங்க. ஓகே, அதை வந்து நான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும் ஆக்சுவலாக. ஓகே, ஸோ இப்போ வந்து ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இந்த இதை வந்து நான் இப்படி கையிலேருந்து விட்டேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, என்ன ஆகும்? இட் ஒன்ட் கோ திஸ் வே, ரைட்? இட் வில் ஜஸ்ட் ஃபால் டவுன், ரைட்? ஏன்? கிராவிட்டினால இருக்குது. அதே டைமில் வந்து இந்த பக்கம் லேசர் லைட் இருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த லேசர் லைட் இங்கே இருக்குதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். அந்த லேசர் லைட்டு இங்கேருந்து அந்த இடத்துக்கு போயிடுது, ரைட்? இட் டசன்ட், the light does not fall, ரைட்? ஏன்னா நம்மளுடைய ஒன் கிராவிட்டினால அந்த லைட்டை வந்து இழுக்க முடியல. பட் இது பிளாக் ஹோல்ஸில் என்ன ஆகும்னா அந்த கிராவிடேஷனல் ஃபோர்ஸ் எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்குன்னா ஈவன் த லைட் cannot go beyond that place, okay, because the gravitational force is so intense, okay, even the light cannot go from A to B, okay. இங்கே ஒரு black hole இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது அப்படி சக் பண்ணிக்கும். That is what the black hole is, okay. You should be proud that was discovered by Chandrasekhar, okay. The Chandrasekhar is not far from here. He got his education in Trichy. Then he went to Oxford. He did not do any experiments. He theoretically predicted in 1930s there will be this is how the black holes look like. Then we had a proof and everything else. That came way later, okay. And then so he got a Nobel Prize and all that other stuff, okay. I was இன்னொரு நீங்களாம் ஃப்யூச்சரில் உள்ள விஞ்ஞானிகளாகவோ அறிஞர்களாக நீங்கள் வருவீங்க. இன்னொன்று முக்கியமாக நீங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும், எந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு படிக்காத மனிதனை உங்களால் எதையும் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண முடியுதோ அப்போ தான் நீங்கள் உங்கள் ஜாபை பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. இப்போ வருதில்ல நிறைய கான்ஸ்பிரசி தியரிஸ்லாம். ஏன்னா நம்ம ஜஸ்ட் ஒழுங்காக சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கல யாருக்கும், பாலிட்டிஷியன்ஸோ யாருனாலும் சரி, ஓகே. ஸோ இட் இஸ் ஆன் அவர் ஷோல்டர்ஸ், இட்ஸ் அவர் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி. wherever you go, does not matter. So I had a privilege to listen to Chandrasekhar in person, just like this, okay, because I was in graduate school at that time, okay, 1986, long time ago, okay. Nobody was born in that group, okay. So he explained it so well. 3 sentences. This is what I discovered. This is what they proved. That is why I got my Nobel Prize, okay. And Van Allen belt you saw, right? So that guy theoretically he calculated and it was proved. You saw the picture now, right? Van Allen belt, right? 2 rings around the earth and all that, right? So anyway, so now you have an idea what is black hole. Okay, very simple thing, okay. You can explain to anybody, okay. So more you learn, you need to make sure the other party knows what you're talking about. If you're able to explain to your grandma what you're doing, that's good enough, okay. So but anyway, so that's what I learned also along the way, okay. So
next question please. Who is ready with the next question? Come forward, come fast. Let's have a small pass and we request others to brainstorm few other questions which is not yet explored. Let's have a small pause and we'll continue the interaction session.
என்னுடைய எலக்ட்ரோலைட் கான்சன்ட்ரேஷன் பற்றி அவங்களுக்கு ஏற்கனவே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால் ஐ ஹேவ் டு ட்ரிங்க், ஓகே.
என்னடா ஸ்டாப் கேப் மாதிரி வந்துட்டு போகிறேன்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. அதாவது ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் என்ன சொன்னேன், ரீடிங் கான்சன்ட்ரேட். 2வது ட்ராவல். நீங்கள் எத்தனை பேர் மதுரையிலே இருந்துட்டு மீனாட்சி அம்மன் கோயிலை பார்க்காம இருக்கீங்கன்னு தெரியல. ஏன்னா நமக்கு கையில் இருக்கிற வெண்ணையோட அருமை தெரியவே தெரியாது. ஐ எம் எ ரிட்டையர்ட் டீச்சர். ஆனால் ஆஃப்டர் ரிட்டையர்மெண்ட் தான் நிறைய என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோடு ட்ராவல் பண்ணுறேன். ஏன்னா நமக்கும் சில டைம்லாம் ஒதுக்கணும். அப்போ லாஸ்ட் மந்த் ஐ வென்ட் டு கேரளா. நாங்கள் 6 ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் போனோம். அப்புறம் ஒரு ரெஸ்டாரண்ட்டில் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஒரு லேடி ரொம்ப இன்னசென்ட்டாக, புருஷன்மாரெலாம் எங்கே அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்க. ஏதோ எங்கே போனாலும் புருஷனை கையில் பிடிச்சிட்டு தான் போகணுங்கிற மாதிரி. அப்போ நான் அவங்ககிட்ட ஃபன்னியாக சொன்னேன், புருஷன்மாரெலாம் வீட்டில் தொட்டில் தூங்க வச்சுட்டு வந்திருக்கோம் அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ஸ்பெண்ட் டைம் வித் யுவர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். அது ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அதுக்காக அவளே உலகம்னு போயிடாதீங்க, ஃப்ரெண்டு தான்ட்டு. ஏன்னா there is a skeleton in everybody's cupboard. ஒவ்வொரு வீட்லேயும் ஒரு கதை இருக்கும். நீ உளறிக்கிட்டு முதல்ல உன் கதைய சொல்லாத, புரியுதா? உன்னோட பெஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட் உன்னோட அம்மாவை தான் இருக்கணும். இந்த ஸ்டேஜில் என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னா, இந்த மேத்ஸ் ஹேண்ட்ஸுக்கு தெரியும், எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிரமாதமா தெரியாது. அந்த வென் டயக்ராம் போடுவாங்க பாத்தீங்களா, அதுல ஒரு இது வரும், காமன் இது வரும், அதுதான் இந்த அடாலசென்ட். யூ ஆர் நெய்தர் a child nor an adult. சில நேரம் என்ன நினைப்பேன்னா, உங்க அம்மாவை விட உனக்கு நிறைய தெரியும்னு நினைப்பேன். சில நேரம் அம்மா மடியில தலை வைக்கணும்னு தோணும். உங்க அம்மாவுக்கே குழப்பமாயிரும், இது என்ன இந்த லூசு ஒரு நேரம் பக்கத்துல வருது ஒரு நேரம் தூரத்துல இந்த மாஸ் பிளானட் மாதிரி பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்காளே அப்படின்னு தோணும். அதனால உங்க அம்மா தான் உங்களுக்கு பெஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் கிட்ட நிறைய ஷேர் பண்ணாதீங்க, ஏன்னா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸால சீக்ரெட் கீப் அப் பண்ணவே முடியாது. அதனால அதை பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ரீட் தென் டிராவல், அவ்வளவுதான்.
சொல்லுமா.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. I am Raj Rajeshwari from Maths Department. My question is, what are all the economical issues that is related to human space exploration?
கொஸ்டின் வந்து வாட் ஆர் த எக்கனாமிக்கல் இஷ்யூஸ் அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாங்க அவங்க. அப்போலோ டைம் ஃப்ரேமில் வந்து இட்ஸ் லைக் ஸ்பேஸ் ரேஸ். இவங்கள வந்து ரஷ்யனை வந்து பீட் பண்ணணுங்கிறதுனால, அதனால கவர்மெண்ட் நிறையா ஃபண்டிங் அதுக்கு ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணாங்க. ஓகே ஓகே இன்னொரு நம்பர் உங்களுக்கு, நீங்கள் நம்பர் கேட்டதுனால நான் ஒரு நம்பர் சொல்கிறேன். யூஎஸ்னுடைய டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டிஃபென்ஸோட பட்ஜெட் வந்து $800 billion per year. ஓகே, இமேஜின் பண்ணி பாருங்க, நாசாவுக்கு எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்னு கெஸ் பண்ணுங்க, ஒரு கெஸ். அது 800, இப்போ நாசாவுக்கு எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? அப்ராக்சிமேட் இஸ் 80 billion, 8 billion, எவ்வளோ? 4 billion. Okay, so ours is 25 billion. Okay, 25 billion versus 800 billion per year. We have to, now whatever I showed, telescope, right, all this new objects thing, okay, human exploration, and then landing rover on the Mars, everything included is 25 billion. Okay, so the best way to do is basically cooperate with other people. Make a like a coalition of international partners. That's what we are trying to do. Okay, and so you'll have enough thing, and as well as political support. So in any huge projects, there are three things is essential. Technologies, you need to have a technology. You need a human power to do that part. You need a money for that. The last one, political commitment. That is another important thing also. So if you do international partners, and it will automatically come through. Okay, so that is what it is. Yeah. Okay, sure.
And many who are interested, they will be discussing with you after the session.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap it up here. But it was a wonderful and interesting and informative discussion, interaction with you. And it was a great learning. And we assure you that our students will take this as an inspiring lecture, and they will make use of it in the future days. Thank you so much, sir.
Gratitude is the fairest blossom that springs from the soul. Every beautiful beginning deserves an equally graceful conclusion. As we come to the close of this inspiring symposium, it is time to express our heartfelt appreciation to all who made this event a memorable success. May I now invite Dr. Sheila Roslin, Head, Department of Mathematics, to propose the vote of thanks.
Gratitude is the inward feeling of kindness received. Let my gratitude dawn with the glory to the Almighty God for the gracious presence. I am much obliged to thank our incredible chief guest, Dr. Antony S. Jeevarajan, Emeritus Scientist, Johnson Space Center, NASA, for the magnanimous and professional demeanor rooted with true wisdom to grace the International Symposium. Thank you, sir. I'm truly grateful to our lovable secretary, Dr. Sister Ignatius Mary, who truly aspires for the betterment of every filament by her kind words. Thank you, sister. An elegantly worded thank note for our beloved principal, Dr. Sister M. Fatima Mary, who stayed diligent to the vision possible. Thank you, sister. I owe special gratitude to Vice Principals Dr. Sister J. Arul Mary, Dr. S. Vidya, Dr. Sister Bindu Anthony, and Mrs. Nigla Raghavan, who with their individualistic concern embodied good traits in young minds. Thank you, sisters and ma'am. I am grateful to thank Mrs. Jaya Manogri for the great opportunity rendered with ease. Thank you, ma'am. I feel grateful to thank Dr. S.J. Kala, Dean of International Collaboration and Foreign Students Welfare Cell, who by perseverance gives substantial success to afford and explore a holistic education. Thank you, ma'am. I owe thanks to the Controller of Examinations, Office Managers, IQAC Coordinator, who governs the ethical blueprint and design by following the path of the Lord. My heartfelt thanks to the participants of various institutions for their presence. A special mention and appreciation for the Viscom department who made the live telecast via YouTube possible. I also thank the presence of media persons. My deepest gratitude to the heads and faculty members for their loyalty and committed work towards the profession. I also thank the tireless non-teaching fraternity. Finally, dear Fatimites, thanks for gaining fresh insights through engaging oneself with keen observation. Once again, I thank everyone. Thank you.
As we look up at these charts tonight, let us remember we are not just observers, but we are at its consciousness that we may be the speck in cosmic ocean, but our dreams have the power to light up the galaxies of possibility. Thank you one and all. Let us disperse. Shift to hostel students. There is an announcement.